on there.
Yeah.
But at 4 o'clock in the morning, I heard this blood curdling scream that I couldn't tell whether it was coming from the park across the street, but it was awful. I couldn't see it with my binoculars to see how it was awful. So
Did you find out what it was?
no, I never found. I went on the blog to see if anybody was talking about it, but nobody did. But anyway, I kept falling asleep all day from I guess from the nerves and stuff till 4:30 today.
Hey V.
Hi, Vasily.
Hello.
Hey V, I just want to remind you, tomorrow night I'm starting a new class. I need a new set of numbers for 6 weeks
Okay.
at 6:30.
Yeah, I'm gonna put just a note for me.
You get anybody else in the Ohio Pal?
Let me see. Now, actually, yeah. Yeah, Robert Haig is from Ohio, and Jillian Maceros is from there, and Abigail Z.
Cool.
Yeah.
We got half your class.
Half my class from Cleveland. Absolutely. It's great.
We're gonna have to build you a second house here.
Look and just see what you guys started last week. This is now a snack period.
Oh no,
Look at John.
I was telling on, so I went to Walgreens to get shampoo, I think, and he had to spend $30 to get what I thought was $6 off, and I was at 28. I know, before tax, so they make you buy all the little crap to get up to 30, and then you find out it's points, not dollars.
There you go. Hey, John, you should call me sometime to get your notes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm never sure anymore because you're busy all the time, you guys. And
I realized, you know what? I realized today, at a point today, I was like, oh shit, I never called Bill. So and then
That's okay.
I got into a million other things. So
they'll last, I just like you to have a couple of days to process them. That's all.
yes, I will.
Okay.
Are you around tomorrow? Can I call you tomorrow?
I'm around every fucking day.
Seriously.
Really?
What do you think of these glasses?
Oh, those are okay.
Better?
Yeah, better. They're definitely better. Absolutely better. I can see your face, a little bit. Yeah. That's good.
I'm telling you, I've gotten so used to this. I don't know what I'm going to do without you people. So I'm going to be paying for this until I'm in the box.
That's good. That's good. I'll join the box right next to you. That's how long it's going to go on.
I don't know. As long as you want to teach.
Well, we have at least one more year until they open theaters. Hopefully.
Right, that's what they said, right?
Yeah.
May of 2021. What is that?
It's a guess. It's a guess like all the others. You just don't know. You just don't know until either, something's going to have to change drastically. Hey, Mel.
People in, they'll put together something.
Hello, everyone.
Hi there.
Hey, Mel.
Hey.
Hello.
Ooh, nice shirt.
Thank you.
All right, there's James. That's good. We have all the
Doorbells. We should be doing Book of Mormon.
I was thinking today, this is really like the only place that I get to see people, and I'm so glad that I love all of you to be.
Oh,
Yeah,
And really, it's so. I mean, I'm getting really down not being able to see like any of my friends. I haven't seen them since March.
I had a
And
day
I'm
like
sure
that
everybody
myself.
else is like that.
I had a day exactly like that today. It's just like I can't play golf. I'm stuck here in the apartment. I don't have any friends.
I know.
It's like, God.
I know. It sucks. It sucks.
Why can't you play golf?
Well, you need somebody to play with. Well, it's not so easy in New York. It's not like you just jump in your car and go out to the golf course. Because I don't have a car anymore. I got rid of my car. Hallelujah. $400 a month to watch me, to look at it across the street parked in the parking space.
Then you're gonna have to rent when you come here, huh?
Yeah, well, next time they're gonna have to provide me a car. So that's just one of Scott's new assignments. Where did James go? He's only a name now. James, are you behind that name or?
I'm eating.
You're eating.
Oh, you see how we're contagious.
Oh,
Everything
Actually-
started from the last one.
Actually, I'm just to tease. As soon as Ann says, "Well, I'm so happy to see all of you," I'm like, not me. I'm just kidding.
Oh, what do you mean? Huh?
You guys were talking about how great it was to see anybody, and I started being coy.
Oh,
You coy, James? Come on.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
one of my strongest character traits.
Does anybody else have trouble keeping your earplugs plugged
Yes,
in your
and-
ear?
Yeah, that's
Yes.
why I don't have them.
I hate these things.
They don't fit my
No.
ears.
That's why I have these great big ones.
I know, I keep trying to screw them in, like they
Yeah,
should have a little
me too.
screw thing, you could,
Yep,
like those, what do they call them, those
Oh,
airplanes?
these are much.
Have
that's
you ever
right.
done them on an airplane, to keep, if you
Oh,
have a
those
cold?
are horrible. Those are horrible.
Oh, I know, but they keep you from, they keep you from your congestion going right up into your head on an
Well,
airplane. You know how, I don't know if you've ever flown with a cold on an airplane.
I did
Yeah.
once.
It's not good because all of that
Horrible.
stuff goes up into your head. But if you wear,
Mhm.
if you buy these things and screw them in your ears, it won't happen.
Oh, next time I'll do that, because I was on a plane the last time I had a cold and I was stressed out and my eardrum burst.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
yeah,
sort of
so not good.
It sort of
Oh.
stabilizes the air pressure in your head. That's why.
I'm
it
gonna
works.
get that.
Yeah.
Well, I had one where I was on a plane and we were coming down to land and my ears started to really hurt. And the stewardess said, "Oh, you have a cold." I said, "I don't have a cold." And I proved it a couple months later at the ENT. He said, "Yeah, you have some broken blood vessels in your ears. They screwed up on the pressure."
Uh-huh. There you
Uh,
go. Ouch. Okay, well, so we're going to start tonight at the very beginning. It's a very good place to start and take it up to the party. Any questions based on your work that you've done this week before we
Yeah,
launch
there
and
was a,
see?
yeah, there was, I had a note, well, I guess when I come to it, there was a note. I was actually gonna call you today, but I forgot.
Danny Ruth thing?
People always forget to call me. Go ahead.
I don't know where, when we come to the scene,
Okay, you'll know when we come to it?
yeah,
Okay.
Also on the girl father boy scene, we put back in the girl saying good morning. So
Yes.
father on page 11, father says, "I said you may, sweetheart." Girl comes into the room, followed by the little boy. "Good morning, daddy." That's gone back in.
I put that back in.
Oh, you did?
I did. I did. At the request of the little girl herself.
You and John play the cutest little kids.
That's
Don't they?
because we
Yes.
were the cutest little kids.
That's right. That's what I had, was cute.
Oh, well. I had no idea.
So we're just pulling from experience, that's all.
That's it. That's it. Yep.
Okay, anybody else? That was a really easy question. So anybody else have any questions?
I don't know, Mel. We might have some questions, I guess, right? Because we first time did rehearsal our scene today.
Yes.
Yeah.
You mean the scene with bargaining over the furniture?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. All right. Well, we'll go back, and this is why we're here. My hope is that we'll get a few laps on this tonight and get a chance to play with it some. So that's great. James, is there any way you can get a little more? Is there any way you can get a little more light on your face?
Yes. How's that?
It's a little better, but the light behind you is brighter than the light in your face, and that's never a great situation on Zoom.
I think this is what I've had before.
Yeah.
So if I
Okay.
turn that off, I'm afraid I'll try it. Hold on one second.
All right. Look how long my hair is. I've never had. I feel like a hippie again.
Hey, we'll get you some love beads.
That's good.
That's good,
Yeah,
James.
that's
Thanks.
good.
That's great. That's
Is it
nice.
better?
Much better. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Very nice.
Great.
We just want to make you look as good as possible. That's all we're here for.
You need some help.
Uh-huh. Okay, so anyway, you know what I'm going to do this time through? What I'm going to do, and I haven't been doing this because we've been sort of working on the text as I would in a first or second read through with any cast that I was directing. I'm going to watch this time through. I'm not going to follow the script. So I just want to sort of watch you guys and see what I can learn from that. And then we'll cue back over it. Also realize that, well, we're not necessarily trying to get a smooth run through. If you want to stop and go back over something, or as in Anja's case, when she hits her question, she can stop and ask it, or she can go through it. It's up to you guys. Just, sort of feel it out, and we'll see where we are on each of these scenes, and then go back and play.
And how far did you want us to read?
Up to the party. You got the email I sent, right? Up to the party, not including the party. We start with the party next week.
So it means that the architect and the buyer is going to be the last before that.
You are psychic, my friend.
I just remember the placement.
Okay, good. All right. So here we go. I'll just sit back and watch. Have fun.
Can someone be on book? I'm gonna try
I
to,
can.
okay. James, whenever you're ready,
Let's do it.
and the dining room.
Oh, boy.
You see how the door, the line,
See how these rooms were designed to
see how
catch
these rooms were designed to catch the early morning light?
I'll say.
French doors, lovely garden, blossoming crabs. Do you enjoy gardening?
Used to.
Imagine having a long leisurely breakfast in here.
Versus instant coffee on Eastern Airlines.
Exactly. This is a room after my own heart. I grew up in a dining room like this. Same sort of furniture, everything.
So did I.
Well, here we are. Welcome home.
How much are they asking again?
Make an offer. I think they'll come down.
Trouble is, we'll never use this room.
Oh, now.
No, I'm serious. Oh, line.
We won't.
I'm
We
serious.
won't. The last two houses we lived in, my
The
wife,
last two. Gotcha. What's the beginning of it?
we won't. The
We
last,
won't. Gotcha. The last two houses we lived in, my wife used the dining room table to sort the laundry.
Oh, dear.
Maybe you better show me something more contemporary.
Well, that means a little farther out. How long do we have to find you a home?
One day.
And how long will the corporation keep you after you found it?
6 months to a year.
That's farther out. You can see the kitchen on the way out.
You shouldn't have shown me this first.
Oh, I thought it was something to go by.
Just spoiled everything else.
Oh, no. We'll find you something if we have all day.
Let's
But
go.
Wasn't it a
Or I'll buy it.
lovely room?
Sorry.
But wasn't it a lovely room?
Let's go. Yeah. Let's go. Buy it.
Okay, good. Come on, let's go back and do this one again. Here we go. Come on back. Okay, so one of the things about your focus on your screen is if you're going to stand up, and I don't know how this is possible,
I know.
your face needs to be in screen if you stand up. I mean, that's the difficulty. So the only way that you can make that happen is if you're further away from.
Right.
Right.
I'd have to, at some point move it.
Yeah, I don't think it's necessary that you
Get up?
that
Okay.
you actually get up.
Okay.
So, we'll see as we progress through this, but I don't think it's going to be necessary.
Okay.
Okay.
Sounds good. Yep.
So, Anj, I need a much tighter rhythm.
Yeah, I know.
All right, like yeah. And don't be, this is the thing. This is what I'm talking about. Since this is really an acting class and not just necessarily directing, but this is just a classic example of pacing protection, meaning that you're keeping it at the same pace, or you're keeping it at the pace you're keeping at it because that's how fast you can access the material, right? Because you don't know it quite well enough yet to really be able to sort of knock it off. Like you've been showing this house quite a while.
Yep.
Right. So, and I think you would love to move this house. And I think when you find somebody that says, like you say, James, your first line is what?
Me, I say, oh boy.
Yeah, well, just imagine you going, holy shit, right? That's really your first line, even though Mr. Gurney wrote, oh boy, your first line is really, holy shit. I forgot about these things, right? And you've got to be instantly attracted to it. The holy shit has got to modify a very positive vibe because you know, you only have a page and a half to create an arc for a character in this scene, right?
Yes.
And you know, and when I say an arc, and I don't know what you mean, meaning it means that the character starts at one place and then they end up at another place. You know,
Yes.
they by the time we get to the scene, and that happens for almost everybody in almost every scene. So he kind of wrote about 16 mini plays. So you have to give yourself that holy shit. Yeah, you like, yeah. So that you're just, it just seems like, and then she lays on the rhythm like, baby, she's got a sail, like this is gonna be it, you know?
Gotcha.
Okay. And then James, how much is that? How much did you say that was? You know, it's like, God, I love it so much. How much did you say it was? And then it's like, nah, fuck. Yeah, what am I thinking? What am I thinking?
Oh, wait, say that again about the how much?
Yeah, it's.
I mean, like I
it's
really
like-
want it, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like you were so impressed. You talked about it, and she talked about how much money it was, and the company's sort of paying for it, right? So
Yeah.
it doesn't have a lot to do with you. But I imagine that what they give you is a company allowance,
Right.
right? And I think if you bought one of these old Victorian homes in the present, well, even in the 80s, it would be quite expensive.
Right.
Right. But you love it so much. How much did you say it was? You know, it has to have that sort of, God, I really want to take a bite of this big apple, right? And then we'll see what happens from there. All right.
So I'm conflicted by the price.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It eats into you, you know, when anybody in business gets a per diem for housing, all they're trying to do is to get the cheapest housing or stay with somebody that they know because they get to bank the per diem. This is how actors on the road make more money than Broadway actors.
Mhm.
Is they get the same amount per show as a Broadway actor, but then the stipend for their housing and travel is so extravagant that, you know, this is how actors buy houses, is they go on the road. That's absolutely how they do it. And they live like paupers on the road, and they're getting like a $600 a week allowance, and they're trying to get away for like $150 a week so that they're banking $450.
Gotcha.
So, you know, that's how it works. And I'm sure it's the same in business, right?
Yeah.
And do I want that money or do I want this house? Right. So that sort of makes that clearer for you, right?
Yeah. I'm
Do
with
I
you.
want this money or do I want this house? Okay. And okay, good. That's it. All right, let's try it one more
Okay,
time, and then
I'm
what we'll
gonna-
do is go ahead, Anj.
I'm gonna look at, I'm gonna look at the book. you
Okay,
mind?
good. That's okay.
Okay.
Actually, I kind of like the glasses for the agent.
Okay.
Kind of do. All right, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it one more time again. Then the next people are gonna go right into their next scene. We'll see how that connects. All right, here we go.
And the dining room.
Oh boy,
You see how these rooms are designed to catch the early morning light?
I'll say.
French doors, lovely garden, flowering crabs. Do you like gardening?
I used to.
Imagine having a long leisurely breakfast in here.
Yeah, versus instant coffee on Eastern Airlines.
Exactly. You know, this is a room after my own heart. I grew up in a dining room like this, same sort of furniture, everything.
So did I.
Well, here we are. Welcome home.
How much did they say again?
Make an offer. I think they'll come down.
The problem is we'll never use this room.
Oh, now.
No, I'm serious. Yeah, the last two homes we lived in, my wife used a dining room table to sort the laundry.
Oh dear.
Yeah, maybe you ought to show me something more contemporary.
That means something farther out. How long have we got to find you a home?
One day,
And how long will the corporation keep you here after you found it?
6 months to a year.
Definitely, we should look farther out. You can look at the kitchen as we leave.
Shouldn't have shown me this first.
I thought it was something to go by.
It just spoiled everything else.
Oh, no, we'll find you something if we have all day. But wasn't it a lovely room?
Okay, let's go, or I'll buy it.
The dining room.
Yep,
Notice how we navigate right to this room?
I know it.
You sure mother doesn't want this stuff in Florida?
Well, she hardly has room for what she's got. She wants us to take turns without fighting.
We'll just have to draw lots then.
Unless one of us wants something and the other one doesn't.
We have to do it today.
You think we've got enough time to divide up a whole house?
I've got to get back, Sal. We'll draw lots and then go through the rooms taking turns. Here, we'll use this salt spoon. Take your pick. You get the spoon, you get the dining room.
You mean you want to start here?
Got to start somewhere.
You mean you want the dining room, huh?
Yeah,
Well, what happened to the stuff you had?
Jane took it. It was part of the settlement.
If you win, where will you put it?
That's my problem, Sal.
I thought you had a tiny apartment.
I'll find a place.
Look, where, then where, no, I thought you had a tiny apartment. I mean, your children won't want it.
Probably not.
Then where on earth are you going to put
Oh,
all of
come on, Sal. Just choose. You don't want it.
Of course I want it.
I mean, you already have a perfectly good dining room.
Well, not as good as this.
You mean you want 2 dining rooms?
I'll give the old stuff to Debbie.
To Debbie.
She's my oldest child.
Does Debbie want a dining room?
Well, she might.
In a condominium?
She might.
In Denver?
She just might, Arthur.
You know what? I don't want to fight. Which hand?
Are you planning to put it in storage?
I might.
I checked on that. It's very expensive, costs an arm and a leg.
So does shipping it to Denver.
I know what will happen if you win.
What?
You'll end up selling it.
Selling it?
That's what will happen. It'll kick around for a while and then you'll be calling a furniture dealer.
I'm absolutely amazed you'd say that.
Oh, I don't want to fight, Arthur.
Neither do I. Maybe we should defer the dining room.
Maybe we should.
Selling the dining room? Is that what you told Mother I'd do?
I told her I'd give you the piano if you give me the dining room.
I'll be lucky if I keep the spoon.
I'll give you the dining room and the coffee table. Okay?
Annie?
Yes, sir.
Good. Okay, good. Let's stop, go over that for a second. Nice. So as I've been thinking about this is, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to create plates between the scenes. So like in the very first scene, it will be just called the dining room, and we'll go into the very first scene. And when I talk to our little expert in Zoom, I think we can, I looked on the internet today for some Victorian dining rooms, and there's some really impressive ones. My thought is that it's probably going to be the most impressive, rather than trying to create that picture of the dining room behind your individual squares, although you'll do something there, that we can create the whole picture will be the picture of the dining room, and the squares will fit inside of it, so that the dining room will visually surround it rather than necessarily be behind you. So what we might be able to do then is, I think I got to talk to Allie about this, is if you guys have like a black curtain behind you, I think that will be the best, most consistent look to make all of those other things work. Don't go to any trouble doing it yet, but I think that's the way we're going to go. But I'm going to talk to Allie about that. Maybe we'll experiment with it. I talked to her, and I think she's willing to negotiate with us. And I think we can get her for like 2 rehearsals for like $120. So that's just $20 a piece for you guys. And the other things, I think what I'm going to do is call this scenes from the dining room, because it's not really the dining room, because we're ignoring the overlaps. So like what I'll do is in this opening thing, it'll be 1983, the dining room. And then the next picture that will come up would be the dining room 1938, right? And then that would start John, because it's pre-World War II. And so that what we're going to do is try to give them a dateline perspective of the dining room at all different eras of time. And I think that's probably the best way to tell this story without the overlaps, and to create sort of seamless transitions between the scenes, so that these little black placards set up exactly what's going to do, so it won't seem so odd just coming out of nowhere. Because in the play, it doesn't come out of nowhere. It comes out of the overlaps. So anyway, that's where I am on those things. On notes from this last time through, Ange, room after my, oh my God, it's a room after my, it's a room after my own. You've got to get really personal there.
Okay,
I mean, that's how really good salesmen sell.
okay,
They, even if it's not true, they're very good at making it sound like it is true.
right.
Okay, and so it's got to sound so personal to you. Never use this room. Never use this room. Don't indicate. What is that? What is it? Never use room.
The problem is we'll never use this room.
Yeah, don't indicate your decision. So what comes right before that, James?
How much is it?
How much is it?
Yeah.
And then what's her answer?
Make an
Make
offer.
an-
I think they'll come down.
Trouble is, we'll never use this room. In other words, you got to hang on to, so that if I see it coming, and this is again, in comedy, it's almost like a lot of people who do comedy sort of cock themselves or give a little head turn or do something that indicates they're about to say a funny line.
Right.
And it makes the line less funny. A funny line has got to come from out of nowhere. That's the key to comedy, is surprise. And most people indicate before they do a comic line. Okay, that's just a little acting lesson.
Yep.
Ange, fear farther. Yeah, you need to place more fear in info. Well, then I guess we're going to have to go farther out.
Oh, okay.
Right. This is the best we got in this neighborhood, right? A little
Right.
fear works really well too, to try to sell. And go, well, okay, maybe I will buy this place, right? You'd
Okay,
remember, you want to end the deal today. You
right.
want to, and he wants, and so you're both on the same page in that regard. Okay. And
Yes.
James shouldn't have to show, what is it? You shouldn't have shown this to me.
Right.
Oh, you shouldn't have fucking shown this.
Shouldn't have shown it to me first.
Yeah, you shouldn't have fucking shown me this first. And then she says, what?
Well, I thought it was something to go by.
And you say,
You spoiled everything else.
you fucking spoiled everything. You know what I mean? It's sort of, it's kind of really love it. That just like that opening is that holy shit, I'm gonna buy it, right? And then at the end, it's baby kind of holy shit, I can't buy it. You know, that's sort of, it has the same sort of timbre to it on the entrance and the exit.
Okay.
All right. Because it's one ball of energy that's running, one ball of conflicted energy that's running through you. Because you just don't, yeah. Okay.
Gotcha. Okay.
Navigate. What is navigate? Who says that? In Mel and V's scene.
I think it's my line.
What is it? What's the context?
I'll read this room, I think.
What's
Notice
that?
how-
Give me the context of that line.
I think it's, notice how we gravitate right to this room, that one?
Did I- did-
Navigate is the word I'm looking for.
Gravitate or
Oh, You know, it's just me because for some reason I saw instead of gravitate, navigate. I don't know why.
Oh, you said gravity.
It's just me. You see, it's my partial dyslexia.
Okay, good. So what I'm saying to you, and this involves Mel too, is you notice how the writer is giving you a moment of bonding before he splits the two atoms up. Okay, so it's like, oh God. You notice how, honey, do you notice how, it has to have that, I love you, sis. It's just amazing. We both sort of had this same, so that the two of you are sort of like a good brother and sister at that time. Only last 2 lines. Let's just start it for me right there and make it last as long as you possibly can. The positive nature of it, and go.
The dining room.
Yes.
Notice how we gravitate right to this room.
Oh,
You sure mother doesn't want this stuff in Florida?
no, she hardly has room for the stuff she's got, and she wants us to take turns without fighting.
We'll
Good,
just
good,
have-
good. Right. So you see, this mother reference is also a positive reference in this respect. Is that both of them are concerned to making sure mom gets everything that they want. Are you sure mom doesn't want anything of this? Right. You really want to clarify that as the brother, and then her answer back is what? What's your
She
answer, Mel?
hardly has room for what she's got. She wants
Yeah.
us to take turns without fighting.
Yeah, exactly. Listen, it's not going to work out. It's our problem. Let's solve it. Right. Okay.
Mhm.
So that gives you a positive place to come to, and you need to establish that.
Yes.
All right. Now here comes the problem is that Mel's character wants to take her time trying to figure this out, and you're in a hurry. You have a time limit. Okay.
Mhm.
So I want you, once that is kicked in, Vasily, is to sort of rhythmically try to move the scene along. You're sort of the power source you're the power source of the movement of the machine because you're the one who's in a hurry. She's not. And honestly, if you're going to try to con somebody out of some really good furniture, what you want to do is to confuse them and move them along as fast as possible. They're more likely to make a mistake that way. All right, good. When you do the spoons the first time, hold both hands up on both sides of your face like so. Yeah, that's it. Choose. Or yeah, that looks like you're going to beat the shit out of her. Yeah, put them up that way. Yeah. Okay. Mel, if you win, what is that line? If you win. If you win,
you're just going to sell it, I think.
If you win.
I know what will happen if you win. What? You'll end up selling it.
Yeah. So that I know what will happen if you win is I know you.
Yeah.
All you want is the money. You want to save this stuff and hold on to it because you love the memories of it.
Mm-hmm.
Your brother is a capitalist and he just wants to go to his next meeting. He wants to sell the furniture and move on with his life. I don't ever need to see it again. So there again, right? What's good old stuff? Give old stuff. Give old stuff.
Give the old stuff to Debbie.
Huh?
Give
What is
the old
that?
stuff to Debbie.
Yeah, who says that line?
Mel.
Mel, yes.
Mel. What's that? And give me the context of that for a second, would you?
Which line? I don't know which line you
Give
mean.
the old stuff to
I'd give our old stuff to Debbie. To Debbie, she's our oldest child. Just Debbie wanted to know.
yeah, read the line before that and read through it for me. Let me hear it.
Mel's line or my line?
Yeah.
Well, I want to hear the line if you win. So I want the line, whoever says the line before if you win, to say that line, and then I would just want to hear it in context.
Okay. Okay. So does shipping it to Denver?
Okay. I'm sorry. I'm there. Can you give me that line again?
It's
Right.
the top number 10.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
And Vasily thinks so does fucking shipping it to Denver.
So does shipping it to Denver?
I know what'll happen if you win.
What?
Good. And Mel, that can't be a proposition. It's got to. I know what'll happen if you. In other words, it's got to be an accusation.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? We've got to set up a brother and sister relationship that each of them knows each other so well that they're not going to put up with each other's shit. Vasily, so does shipping it. What is that line? So does shipping it. What's that line? What's the context? So does shipping it. It's near the end.
So shipping it to Denver?
Yeah,
the contest that because her daughter lives in Denver and they were talking about.
Right. And yeah, I think we just did that. It's like, so does fucking shipping it to Denver. What do you, don't give me this shit, you know. Okay, sis,
Okay,
don't give me this shit. Okay, good. All right, super duper. All right, let's do, what's the scene that follows this one? It's the family scene, right? It's the big
Right.
family. Oh, great. All right, let's, we're doing good. Let's go back to square one again and do these two scenes together and then add the third scene. Make sense?
Mhm.
I'm just trying to give you guys repetitions on it as well. Again, this is something else that's really important. An important part of all rehearsal processes is repetitions in short sections. This is what you would always want to try to encourage your directors to do, that you love to do, is I'd much rather go over it 5 times in a rehearsal than just work on that one scene and then move on to the next scene and then move on to the next scene, because it disappears. It's the reinforcement of the repetition that I'm trying to do so that you're building strength on your decisions from the beginning. That's one of the things that we want to try and do. Okay. All right, here we go. From the top, one more time again, and then here we go. And again, sister and brother, do not be afraid to call each other on each other's shit, but start out with that, you know, that love, you know, that brother and sister love. Okay, rock and roll.
In the dining room.
Oh, boy.
You see how these rooms are designed to catch the early morning light?
I'll say.
French doors, lovely gardens, flowering crabs. Do you like gardening?
I used to.
Well, imagine having a long leisurely breakfast in here.
As opposed to instant coffee on Eastern Airlines.
Exactly. You know, this is a room after my own heart. I grew up in a dining room like this. Same sort of furniture, everything.
So did I.
And here we are. Welcome home.
How much are they asking again?
Make an offer. I think they'll come down.
The trouble is, we'll never use this room.
Oh, now.
No, I'm serious. I mean, the last 2 houses we had, my wife uses the table to sort the laundry.
Oh, dear.
Maybe you better show me something more contemporary.
That means something farther out. How long have you got to find you a home?
One day.
And how long will the corporation keep you here after you found it?
6 months to a year.
Oh, then definitely we should look farther out. You can look at the kitchen as we leave.
Now, you shouldn't have shown me this first.
I thought it was something to go by.
It just ruins everything else.
Oh, no, we'll find you something if we have all day. But wasn't it a lovely room?
Let's go, or I'll buy it.
The dining room.
Yes,
Notice how we gravitate right to this room?
I know it.
You sure mother does? You sure mother doesn't want this stuff in Florida?
Well, she hardly has room for what she's got, and she wants us to take turns without fighting.
We'll just have to draw lots then.
Well, unless one of us wants something and the other doesn't.
We'll have to do it today.
Do you think that's enough time to divide up a whole house?
I have to get back, Sal. We'll draw lots and then go through the rooms taking turns. Here, we'll use this salter spoon. Take your pick. You get the spoon, you get the dining room.
You mean you want to start in here?
Got to start somewhere.
You mean you want you want the dining room?
Yeah.
Well, what happened to all the stuff you had?
Jane took it. It was part of the settlement.
If you win, where will you put it?
That's my problem, Sal.
I thought you had a tiny apartment.
I'll find the place.
I mean, your children won't want it.
Probably not.
Then where on earth are you
Oh,
gonna-
come on, Sal. Just choose it. You don't want it.
Of course I want it.
I mean, you already have perfectly good dining rooms.
Not as good
Don't-
as this.
You mean you want 2 dining rooms?
Well, give our old stuff to Debbie.
To Debbie.
She's our oldest child.
Does Debbie want a dining room?
She might.
In a condominium?
She might.
In Denver?
She just might.
I don't want to fight. Which hand?
Are you planning to put it in storage?
I might.
I checked on that, but it cost an arm and a leg.
So does shipping it to Denver?
I know what'll happen if you win.
What?
You'll end up selling it.
Selling it?
That's what'll happen. It'll kick around for a while and then you'll end up calling a furniture dealer.
I'm absolutely amazed you'd say that.
I don't want to fight, Arthur.
Neither do I. Maybe we should defer the dining room.
Maybe we should.
Selling the dining room. Is that what you said, Mother, I'd do?
I told her I'd give you the piano if you'd give me the dining room.
I'll be lucky if I keep this spoon.
I'll give you the dining room and the coffee table. I'll give you the piano and the coffee table if you'll give me the dining room.
Annie,
Yes, sir.
did I find a seed in my orange juice yesterday morning?
I strained it, sir.
I'm sure you did, Annie. Nonetheless, I think I may have detected a small seed.
I'll strain it twice, sir.
Seeds can wreak havoc with digestion, Annie.
Yes, sir.
They can take root and grow.
Yes, sir. I'm sorry, sir.
Daddy,
Yes, good morning, Lizzie Boo.
Daddy, could Charlie and me
Charlie and I.
come and sit with you while you have breakfast?
You certainly may, Lizziekins. I'd be delighted to have the pleasure of your company, provided, I said provided, you sit quietly without leaning back in your chairs and don't fight or argue.
He says we can.
I said you may, sweetheart.
Good morning, Daddy.
Morning, Dad.
Here's your cream, sir.
Thank you, Annie.
You're welcome, sir.
Dad,
Mhm.
when do we get to have fresh cream in our shredded wheat?
When you grow up, that's when.
I'll tell you one thing. If there's a war, no one gets cream. If there's a war, we'll all have to settle for top of the bottle.
Mother said she was thinking of having us come in here every night to have dinner with you.
Yes, your mother and I are both thinking about that, and we're both looking forward to it. As soon as you children learn to sit up straight, then I see no reason why we shouldn't all have a pleasant meal together every evening.
Could we try it tonight, Dad? Could you give us a test?
No, Charlie, not tonight, because tonight we're giving a small dinner party, but I hope very much you and Liz will come down and shake hands.
You get so shy, Dad.
Well, you'll just have to learn, sweetie pie. Half of life is learning to meet people.
What's the other half, Dad?
Was that a crack?
No, Dad.
Well, that was a crack, wasn't it?
No, Dad, really.
That sounded very much like a smart guy wisecrack to me. And people who make cracks like that don't normally eat in dining rooms.
I didn't mean it as a crack, Dad.
Then we'll ignore it. We'll go on with our breakfast.
Your car is here, Lizzie, for school.
Okay.
Thank you, Annie.
Thank you, Annie. Bye, Daddy.
Goodbye, darling. Don't be late. Say good morning to the driver. Sit quietly in the car. Work hard. Run, run. Goodbye.
Bye.
Dad, can I read the funnies?
Certainly. Certainly you may. Certainly you may. This won't mean much to you, but the government is systematically ruining this country.
Miss Kelly told us about the government.
Oh, really? And who is Miss Kelly, pray tell?
She's my teacher.
I don't remember any Miss Kelly.
She's new, Dad.
I see. And what has she been telling you?
She said there's depression going on.
I see.
People all over the country are standing in line for bread.
I see.
So the government has to step in and do something.
Annie,
Yes, sir.
I'd very much like some more coffee, please.
Yes, sir.
You tell Miss Kelly she's wrong.
Why?
I'll tell you exactly why. If the government keeps on handing out money, no one will want to work. And if no one wants to work, there won't be anyone around to support such things as private schools. And if no one is supporting private schools, then Miss Kelly will be standing on the bread lines along with everyone else. You tell Miss Kelly that, if you please.
Dad,
Hmm?
could we leave a little earlier today?
We'll leave when we always leave.
But I'm always late, Dad.
Nonsense.
I am, Dad. Yesterday I had to walk into assembly while they were still singing the hymn.
A minute or two late.
Everyone looked at me, Dad.
Will you tell everyone to concentrate on that hymn?
I can't, Dad.
It's that new spotlight on Richmond Avenue. It affects our timing.
It's not just the new stoplight, Dad. Sometimes I come in when they're already doing arithmetic. Miss Kelly says I should learn to be punctual.
Miss Kelly again, eh?
She said if everyone is late, no one would learn any mathematics.
Now you listen to me, Charlie. Miss Kelly may be an excellent teacher. Her factoring may be flawless. Sorry. Okay. Now you listen to me, Charlie.
I think you got your eye on Miss Kelly. That's right.
Oh boy, her factoring must be flawless. Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
Now you listen to me, Charlie. Miss Kelly may be an excellent teacher. Her factoring may be flawless, her geography beyond question, but Miss Kelly does not teach us politics, nor does she teach us how to run our lives. She's not going to tell me, you, or me to leave in the middle of a pleasant breakfast and get caught in the bulk of the morning traffic just so that you can arrive in time for a silly hymn. Long after you've forgotten that hymn, long after you've forgotten how to factor, long after you've forgotten Miss Kelly, you will remember these pleasant breakfasts around this dining room table. And here is your mother to prove it.
Good morning, dear. Morning, Charlie.
I know people who leap to their feet when a beautiful woman enters the room.
Oh, that's all right, dear.
I also know people who
Ooh.
rush to push in their mother's chair.
Thank you, dear.
And finally, I know people who are quick to give their mother the second section of the morning paper.
Oh, here, Mom.
Oh, thank you, dear.
Now, Charlie, take a moment, if you would, just to look at your lovely mother bathed in the morning sunlight and reflecting in the dining room table.
Oh, Russell.
Look at her, Charlie, and then ask yourself carefully, which is worth our ultimate attention, your mother or Miss Kelly?
Now, who is Miss Kelly?
Never mind, dear. Which Charlie?
My mother.
Good, Charlie. Fine. And now I think you and I should make a trip upstairs before we say goodbye and are on our way.
Annie, tell Irma I'll have poached eggs this morning, please.
Yes, Mrs.
Okay, good. Good. All right.
Sorry I didn't pick up that cue.
Oh, well, that's all right. You're fired. Oh, no, I can't fire you. You're in my class. Wait. All right.
No.
Did I ever tell you the story? I actually fired a community theater actress.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh.
this was years ago. I don't know if Cindy remembers this. When I did Kiss Me Kate, it was back in 1991. And
Okay.
remember who played Kate? Tracy Patterson, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we had another girl in there, and she was just the biggest pain in the ass I'd ever experienced in my life. And I went up to her and I went, listen, I think, of course, I had secured Tracy before that moment. And I went up to her and I said, you know, I don't think this is working out for us anymore. And she said, well, what do you mean? I said, I think you've got to go. Just, you can't fire me. I'm a community theater actress. I went, well, you can come back tomorrow, but you'll have to sit out there.
Well,
And I
that's what I'm
felt-
gonna say to you.
and believe me, it sounds like I was really snarky and a real pain in the ass, but believe me, what I endured from that woman, nobody should ever endured. And I brought somebody in, a really great actress. I mean, Cindy will tell
Yeah,
you,
I
I
love
think she's
Cindy.
probably one of the best, if not the best actress in the city. She was a student of mine when she was 19, and so we had known each other for a long time. And she came in and killed it, just killed it. Actually,
that
that's
explains a lot.
yeah, that's how I got the job at the Beck Center, was the notoriety from that production.
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Reed, so did I. What is that line, John? I mean, yeah, Jim.
yeah.
Jim, what's that line?
I grew up in a dining room just like this. She says she grew up in one. And
Yeah.
I said, so did I.
Hey, fucking A, so did I. You know, like, wow, what a coincidence, right? Need a little more of that in there. Again, because, you know, we're not live, so it's. I was talking to Gordon McDonald, a playwright friend of mine. Zoom to me is like bad TV. You know, and so what you have to do to make up for the badness is vocally you have to be spot on. That's the only thing that that I've watched in other Zoom performances that sort of compensates for it. And so that's why I'm being a real pain in the ass. That has to have a real sense of, hey, fucking A, so did I. Anj, the one thing you need to work on is the pace of this piece. You know, you're coming along, but it's still not tight enough. It still needs to go faster.
Okay,
And you're the engine of this machine because you're the one who wants to sell the house,
and
make the
get out of there.
commission, and
Right.
move on. Yes.
Right. Did I? Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. And James, you're gonna, you know, very good at the end. Just ruins. What is that? The last three lines that you have. You shouldn't have showed me this. What are those last three lines? Read those last three lines for me.
You shouldn't have shown me this first. You
I
spoiled
thought it was.
everything
I
else.
thought it was something to go by.
You spoiled everything else.
Oh no. Well, we'll find you something if we've got all day. But wasn't it a lovely room?
Let's go or I'll buy it.
Good. So James, what I'm saying to you is that you need to hold on to that. Oh, you shouldn't have shown me this.
The conflicted energy.
Right.
Gotcha.
In other words, if you just, that's what I'm saying is if you just hold on to that, it will take you where you need to go.
Yes.
And what you're trying to do is to take it where you want it to go.
Right,
That's
right.
the difference. Okay.
Right. I'm with you.
Yeah. It's amazing how all these things that I work on in class just have so many applications to a real play. And then next scene is Mel and Vasily without fighting. You know, you have that line, you know, that mom wants us to do it without fighting. I think both of you should think that that's funny that your mother said
right.
that. You know, I think that's the final follow through of that. That should be a little humorous to you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I think what your mother is saying is that the two of you fight over everything. And I
Right.
think chances are your mom's probably right. Vasily, Jane took it. What is that line? Jane took it? Oh, yeah.
Jane took it. It was part of the settlement.
Yeah. Like I didn't do anything with it. Jane took it. It was part of the settlement. Don't pick on me.
Mhm.
Yeah, it happened to you. It has nothing to do, you know. It's not part of the negotiation. Jane took it. Jesus, it wasn't my fault. Nothing's my fault. I'm the good brother. Mel, tiny apartment. What's your line on tiny apartment?
I thought you had a tiny apartment.
Yeah. You gotta nail him on that a little bit
Yeah,
more.
yeah.
Okay. This is a really good thought. What are you gonna do with a giant Victorian dining room in a tiny apartment? What the fuck? That's how you even know more that he's gonna sell it. That he's gonna put it in storage. It's gonna fucking sit there. He's never even gonna look at it again, and he's the one who's gonna get the money from it.
Good.
I know
Yeah.
my brother.
Yeah.
Does Debbie what? What's that line, Vasily? Does Debbie what?
Does Debbie want a dining room?
Yeah. Does fucking Debbie want to die? Is your younger daughter?
Does
who-
Debbie want a dining room?
Yeah, really. What the fuck would she want it for? She's like, what would she want with a Victorian dining room? She lives in a small apartment in Kansas City. You know what I mean? That's that same thing. Kick around. Oh, kick around. Oh yeah. What's Mel? What's your line? Kick around toward the end of the scene.
Oh,
That's
here.
That's what.
That's
will
what'll
happen.
happen. It'll kick around for a while and you'll end up calling a furniture dealer.
Yeah. I want you to do an impression of him saying that. It'll kick around for a while and then it'll end up in I mean, this is how you work. Make
Okay.
more, be a little more aggressively. What am I saying? Know him a little bit more aggressively.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Good. All right. Next scene, John. That first Aunt Annie, needs to be really established that off stage and launch that scene. Okay. Mel, Charlie and I.
Yes.
I love that man. Can you, because I was really watching you there, I want you to try to put those thoughts together and then come up with Charlie and I. I want to see that process of her retooling her thought process.
Okay.
Okay, great.
Mhm.
Vasily, Dad. You have one line, just Dad. What is it? Where do you say it? What's context?
Then there's a question. When do we get to have fresh cream in our shredded wheat?
So the first line's Dad. Is that right?
Dad and father says,
Yeah. Yeah. Dad. So I want Charlie to be a little more aggressively inappropriate. Does that make sense? Like kids are sometimes just have a freedom about them that makes them a kid. And I want you to be just a little more, not just dad, when do we get it? It's like he wants it already. He wants that sense of I want it already. I want to be older. I want it already.
Okay.
Mel, Hope. Oh yeah. You have that line where you say, I heard that we might be dining in the dining room.
Mhm.
That's really hopeful to you. It's really something that the older daughter really aspires to, because it makes her then feel more like the adult that she really wants to be at that age. So that would be like the coolest thing in the world. Vasily, try tonight. What is try tonight?
Tonight.
Eat it in the dining room?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
It's could we try tonight, Dad?
Yeah,
Could
yeah,
you
yeah,
give us
yeah.
a test?
That's exactly what it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
What comes right before that?
Yes, your mother and I are both thinking about that. And we're both looking forward. As soon as your children learn to sit up straight, then I see no reason why we couldn't all have a pleasant meal together every evening.
Can we try tonight, Dad? So that once what? Yeah, I mean, you don't even wait. You get, it's what? Can we try it tonight? So that there's again, it makes him just a little more aggressive than his little sister, which I think is also annoying to his little sister. Is that he's always so aggressively on top of his dad. She used to be the favorite. He's always on top of it. Not good. Annie to the girl. Oh yeah, John. I think I learned this from you tonight. Is thank you, Annie. You say that to your daughter, not to Annie, right?
Yes, it is. It's like that's what we say.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
say,
Thank you,
Yeah.
Annie.
I
Right.
realized that right after I said it. Yeah.
Yeah, you almost got it. I don't think I would have gotten the idea if I hadn't heard a little of it from you. Also, when you do that paper fold, John, So actually, when you do the paper fold and get it, slide a little further away from your thing. So you're there and you're there and you're there. And then when you get into the table, then roll it in, right? It's the same thing with you, Vasily, when you get there. I love the fact that you guys are in the same house. I love that. And that this newspaper pass happens right there. It's like magic, right? So just slide back against the wall. You do you hand it to him. He gets the paper, and then you get as far back as you can so that I see that newspaper, Vasily, when you do the folding tricks.
The only thing, we're in 2 different rooms.
How did you pass the newspaper before? It looked like you just handed it to him.
No, I just had some.
Oh, good. Well, anyway, excellent work. I mean, that's really good acting.
We didn't I didn't see what was going on.
That's method acting.
Oh, God.
With the paper.
I never
Magic.
taught it. I thought to myself, I never taught him that. John, coffee motivation. What comes right before you ask Annie for a cup of coffee?
Yeah, this is where he says, the boy says, people all over the country are standing in line for bread. I say, I see. And the boy says, so the government has to step in and do something. There's a long pause.
Right. So
This is where you suggested I stop, like I'm
Right.
going to answer. I mean, like I'm going to answer, but stop. And then I'm getting upset. So I call for Annie.
Yeah. Let that comment be the motivation, his comment be the motivation for you to take a sip of coffee, and then you go to, and there's no coffee there, which irritates you a little bit more, and then you've got another place to launch from, okay? Just gives you an extra beat to make that better. Because, John, here is the key, right? Is you've got to get to the most stern position you can possibly get to by the time you say the word pleasant breakfast. And I didn't think you got there tonight on that first time through. There's a sense of internal frustration with the fact that the first thing, what is it? What's the first thing that annoys you about him? It's shit.
About the boy?
Yeah, about the boy. He's not getting it right. He's not jumping up and getting his mother. He's not doing so.
Right. Well, but we're also having this political conversation.
Absolutely.
Then we start to talk about Miss Kelly.
Yeah, it's internal frustration that is building up inside of you that will get you to pleasant breakfast in a really cranky way.
Right. Where's the pleasant breakfast?
It's the very last, must be your very last speech.
Yeah.
But last long speech. It's probably the last 3 lines of your last long speech.
Right. All right. Yeah. You'll forgotten Miss Kelly. You'll remember these pleasant breakfasts around this dining
And you'll remember these pleasant fucking breakfasts around that's what it's got to sound like. The fuck's got to be there, John. The fuck has got to be there. Otherwise, it just does not work. Right?
What a good father talking to her son like that.
Right. I know. Mom, Dad just said fuck. Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, that's what you would do. That's what your character would do if Dad ever said that. You go, Mom, Dad just said the F word.
That's all right, dear.
Okay,
I
you're
wouldn't
gonna also need the newspaper as well.
Right.
Because I would love to see you go, oh, thanks, honey, and then put it up next to you. It's just
Okay.
funny little bits like that make it
Okay.
more theatrical when it can never be theatrical.
Okay.
Battled in which Charlie? Bathed in sunlight. Ah, okay, good. It's when the mother comes down, right, John?
Yeah.
And you say what? What do you say? This is after you do the stand up, pull the chair out, do all that shit.
Right. I say, now, Charlie, take a moment, if you would, just to look at your lovely mother bathed in the morning sunlight and reflected in the dining room table.
Good. Now make that a test, would you? Make that a test.
Uh-huh. Now, Charlie, take a moment, if you would, just to look at your lovely mother bathed in the morning sunlight.
Good. You see, right there, bathed in the morning sunlight. Sounds like you're trying to act it. What I want you to do is to test him. I think that's the key. Is this the scene where you say that? Where is this oh yeah, this is it's when he goes. the smart aleck remark. What's your smart aleck remark,
What's
Vasily?
the other half?
Oh yeah, what's the other half? Yeah, I'm sorry. Anyway, I just think it's a thing between the father and the son is that he seems like he's always testing everybody. That's what makes him feel so strong and powerful, and he's the head of the family, which is really what Gurney's establishing here, is that the head of the family in 1939 was the fucking head of the family, all right? This guy made all the decisions. And you have to have, there has to be a sense of satisfaction to your power, John, and a sense of extreme firmness. Think of your father, think of a generation behind you. And so that's the level of sternness that he's there. My dad had a real great sense of sternness to him. You could tell when he was testing me that I better pay attention, and I think that's that aspect. He also had a really good sense of humor, but he could really test me well. Anyway, okay, so
Yes. Okay. You mean test him like is he listening to me? Is you getting all this down like that? You mean?
no, like his behavior is a test. What's the test? What's the line? Now, Charlie. Here's a question number 3 on the test, and it is what?
Take a moment, if you would, just to look at your lovely mother,
Right.
bathed in the morning sunlight and reflected in the dining room table.
Yes.
Oh, Russell.
Yeah. Right. That's absolutely true. You see, there was no romance in that.
Okay.
Look at your mother, but it's not about complimenting your mother.
Right.
It's about
Okay.
testing your son. And which is why when you go, never mind, Charlie, what is it? In other words, you got to get right back to the test.
Okay.
That's the dynamic of the relationship. Okay, one other thing for you, Vasily. One of the things when I have to play really young characters, me, guys, I always try to really simplify things, right? And here's the simplification of youth and old age: is youth is always a sense of everything's bigger than you, right? So there's a sense of always looking up, right? There's a sense that everything is bigger than you because you really are. You're a tiny little person, And especially you're only, how old did we say you were? 7, 6?
7, I think.
Yeah. So you're like 3 feet tall. So, and you're sitting in this big chair in the dining room, and it's like, so that if you want to look up as a little boy, just like watch me, Vasily. I just lower myself down a little and I look up. Right. And Dad, he's just a little higher. He's just a little bit bigger than you. And I think what that's going to do is give you a physical clue that I want you to try to react off of as the little kid.
Mhm.
Okay, cool. All right, I think that covers it. All right, so what I want to do now is I want to go back to, I don't want to go all the way back to the beginning, but I want to go back to, I want to go back to Mel and Vasily's scene, and then do John's, and then do the scene at the table. And then what's the next scene in the progression?
Ellie and Howard.
Oh, good. All right, good. So then we're going to start there, and then we're going to go through Ellie and Howard this time. So, okay.
Do you want us to be on screen while they're doing it, or do you want?
Yeah, it's okay for rehearsal.
Okay, great.
Yeah, and once we start the next session, the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to bring Allie on, and we're going to talk about, she's going to give you things like when you have to hit a button when you make your entrance. She will be able to tell you things like that, which is what we're going through now with this other process with John, is you guys are going to have some technical responsibilities on your end to make it smooth on her end. So, yeah. Okay. Okay, here we go.
The dining room.
Yeah.
Notice how we gravitate right to this room?
I know it.
You sure your mother doesn't want this stuff in Florida?
No, she hardly has room for the stuff she's got. She wants us to take turns without fighting.
We'll just have to
Good,
draw
good, good.
lots.
And that's a real moment. She wants us to take turns without fight. Say that to me, Mel.
She wants us to take turns without fighting.
No. Okay. Yeah, that you enjoy that. And what's your line after that, Vasily?
After that,
Yeah.
we'll just have to draw lots then.
Well, we'll just have to draw lots. In other words, very funny. That's good, right? Okay, great. All right, here we go. Start it again.
The dining room.
Yes,
Notice how we gravitate right to this room.
I know it.
You sure mother doesn't want this stuff in Florida?
Oh, she hardly have room for the stuff she's got. She wants us to take turns without fighting.
We'll just have to draw lots then.
Oh, unless one of us wants something and the other one doesn't.
We'll have to do it today.
Do you think that's enough time to divide a whole house?
I have to get back, Sal. We'll draw lots, then go through the rooms, taking turns. Here, we'll use this salt spoon. Take your pick, you get your spoon, you get the dining room.
You mean you want to start in here?
Got to start somewhere.
You mean you want the dining room?
Yeah.
Well, what happened to the stuff you had?
Jane took it. It was part of the settlement.
Well, if you win, where will you put it?
That's my problem, Sal.
I thought that you had a tiny apartment.
I'll find a place.
I mean, your children won't want it.
Probably not.
Then where on earth are you going to
Oh,
stuff?
come on, Sal. Choose. You don't want it.
Of course I want it.
I mean, you already have a perfectly good dining room.
Not as good as this.
You mean you want 2 dining rooms?
Oh, I'll give the other one to Debbie.
To Debbie.
She's our oldest child.
Does Debbie want a dining room?
Well, she might.
In a condominium?
She might.
In Denver?
She just might, Arthur.
You know, I don't want to fight. Which hand?
Are you planning to put it in storage?
I might.
I checked on that, cost an arm and a leg.
So does shipping it to Denver.
I know what will happen if you win.
What?
You'll end up selling it.
Selling it?
And that's what will happen. And it'll kick around for a while, and you'll go calling some furniture dealer.
I'm absolutely amazed you'd say that.
Oh, I don't want to fight, Arthur.
Neither do I.
Well,
Maybe we should defer the dining room.
maybe we should.
Selling the dining room. Is that what you told Mother I'd do?
I told her I'd give you the piano if I could have the dining room.
I'd be lucky to have a spoon.
Look, I'll give you the piano and the coffee table if you'll give me the dining room.
Oh,
Annie,
Yes, sir.
did I find a seed in my orange juice yesterday morning?
I strained it, sir.
I'm sure you did, Annie. Nonetheless, I think I may have detected a small seed.
I'll strain it twice, sir.
Seeds can wreak havoc with the digestion, Annie.
Yes, sir.
They can take root and grow.
Yes, sir. I'm sorry, sir.
Daddy,
Yes. Good morning, Lizzie Boo.
Daddy, could Charlie and me come and sit?
Charlie and I.
Charlie and I come and sit in the dining room with you while you have your breakfast?
You certainly may, Lizziekins. I'd be delighted to have the pleasure of your company, provided, I said, provided you sit quietly without leaning back in your chairs and
He
don't
said-
fight or argue.
He said we can.
I said you may, sweetheart.
Morning, Daddy.
Morning, Dad.
Here's your cream, sir.
Thank you, Annie.
You're welcome, sir.
Dad,
Hmm?
when do we get to have fresh cream on shredded wheat?
When you're grown up, that's when.
I'll tell you one thing. If there's a war, no one gets cream. If there's a war, we'll all have to settle for a top of the bottle.
Mother said she was thinking about having us come in here every night when you have dinner.
Yes, your mother and I are both thinking about that, and we're both looking forward to it. As soon as you children learn to sit up straight, then I see no reason why we shouldn't all have a pleasant meal together every evening.
Could we try it tonight, Dad? Could you give us a test?
No, Charlie, not tonight, because tonight we're giving a small dinner party. But I hope very much you and Liz will come down and shake hands.
Oh, I get so shy, Dad.
Well, you just have to learn, sweetie pie. Half of life is learning to meet people.
What's the other half, Dad?
Was that a crack?
No, Dad.
That was a crack, wasn't it?
No, Dad, really.
That sounded very much like a smart guy wisecrack to me. And people who make cracks like that don't normally eat in dining rooms.
I didn't mean it as a crack, Dad.
Then we'll ignore it. We'll go on with our breakfast.
Your car's here, Lizzie, for school.
Okay.
Thank you, Annie.
Thank you, Annie. Goodbye, Daddy.
Goodbye, darling. Don't be late. Say good morning to the driver. Sit quietly in the car. Work hard. Run, run. Goodbye.
Dad, can I read the funnies?
Certainly, certainly you may.
Now just watch him.
This won't mean much to you, but the government is systematically ruining this country.
Miss Kelly told us about the government.
Oh, really? And who is Miss Kelly, pray tell?
She's my teacher.
I don't remember any Miss Kelly.
She's new, Dad.
I see. And what has she been telling you?
She said there is a depression going on.
I see.
People all over the country are standing in line for bread.
I see.
So the government has to step in and do something.
Annie,
Yes, sir.
I'd very much like some more coffee, please.
Yes, sir.
You tell Miss Kelly she's wrong.
Why?
I'll tell you exactly why. If the government keeps on handing out money, no one will want to work. And if no one wants to work, there won't be anyone around to support such things as private schools. And if no one is supporting private schools, then Miss Kelly will be standing on bread lines along with everyone else. You tell Miss Kelly that, if you please.
Dad,
Hmm?
could we leave a little early today?
We'll leave when we always leave.
But I'm always late, Dad.
Nonsense.
I am, Dad. Yesterday I had to walk into assembly while they were still singing the hymn.
A minute or two late.
Everyone looked at me, Dad.
You tell everyone to concentrate on that hymn.
I can't, Dad.
It's that new spotlight on the stoplight on Richmond Avenue. It affects our timing.
It's not just the new stoplight, Dad. Sometimes I come in when they're already doing arithmetic. Miss Kelly says I should learn to be punctual.
Miss Kelly again, eh?
She said if everyone is late, no one would learn any mathematics.
Now you listen to me, Charlie. Miss Kelly may be an excellent teacher. Her factoring may be flawless, her geography beyond question, but Miss Kelly does not teach us politics, nor does she teach us how to run our lives. She is not going to tell you or me to leave in the middle of a pleasant breakfast and get caught in the bulk of the morning traffic just so that you can arrive in time for a silly hymn. Long after you've forgotten that hymn, long after you've forgotten how to factor, long after you've forgotten Miss Kelly, you will remember these pleasant breakfasts around this dining room table. And here is your mother to prove it.
Good morning, dear. Good morning, Charlie.
I know people who leap to their feet when a beautiful woman enters the room.
Oh, that's all right, dear.
I also know people who rush to push in their mother's chair.
Thank you, dear.
And finally, I know people who are quick to give their mother the second section of the morning paper.
Oh, here, Mom.
Oh. Thank you, dear.
Now, Charlie, take a moment, if you would, just to look at your lovely mother bathed in the morning sunlight and reflected in the dining room table.
Oh, Russell.
Look at her, Charlie, and then ask yourself carefully, which is worth our ultimate attention, your mother or Miss Kelly?
Who's Miss Kelly?
Never mind, dear. Which Charlie?
My mother.
Good, Charlie. Fine. And now I think you and I should make a trip upstairs before we say goodbye and are on our way.
Yeah, where am I? That's it?
Tell
Okay.
Irma. Tell Irma.
Good.
Oh, sorry.
Where's
Tell
that?
Irma. Your two line. We cut the next two lines.
Right.
Good morning, Annie, and good morning, Mrs. are cut, and then you yell from off stage. Tell Irma. Tell Irma I'll have
Oh,
poached
I'm
eggs.
sorry. Tell Irma I'll have poached eggs this morning, please, Annie.
Yes, Mrs.
Hey,
Oops. I thought you'd gone.
I forgot my briefcase. What's going on?
I have to get this term paper done.
In here?
Well, where else?
You gonna type?
Well, of course I'm going to type.
In here, at that table.
Why not?
You're gonna sit there banging a typewriter on my family's dining room table?
Why not?
Because it wasn't designed for it, that's why.
Oh, Howard.
Oh, lucky I came back. Next thing you know, we'll be feeding the dog off the low stop china.
It's got rubber pads underneath it. I checked. And I'll get something else if you want.
Well, you're not gonna use those placemats.
Thought I would, yes.
Those are good placemats.
Oh, we haven't used them in 10 years.
Those are extremely good placemats, Deli. Mother got those in Italy.
Then, all right, I'll get something else. I'll use these. Mind if I use these? We put pots on them. We certainly should be able to put a typewriter.
That it?
I thought you had a plane to catch. I mean, it's really hard to work with your husband hovering around you like a helicopter.
Yeah, well, it's kind of hard to leave when your wife is systematically mutilating the dining room table.
I'll be careful, Howard. I really will, I swear. Now, goodbye.
Couldn't you please work somewhere else?
I'd like to know where, please.
What's wrong with the kitchen table?
Well, it doesn't work. Last time the kids got peanut butter all over my footnotes.
I'll set up the bridge table in the living room.
Well, I just have to move whenever you and the boys want to watch a football game.
You mean you're gonna just leave all that stuff there?
What? I thought I would, yes.
All that shit? All over the dining room table?
It's my term paper, Howard. It's crucial for my degree.
But you mean you're gonna commandeer the dining room for the rest of the term?
Well, it just sits here. We never use it.
What if we want to have a dinner party?
Oh, since when have we given a dinner party?
What if we want to have a few people over, for Christ's sakes?
We'll eat in the kitchen.
Jesus.
Everybody does it now.
That doesn't make it right.
Oh, look, Howard, just let me get this done. Let me get a good grade. Let me get a good degree. Let me get a good job so I can be out of here every day.
Fine. What the hell? I mean, then why don't I turn it into a tool room every night?
That's it, right?
That's it.
Okay, cool. All right, good. Making some good progress. Good, you guys. John Sanudo, God, great, John. It's really starting to come now. I got some really good notes for you, especially toward the end. I mean, you really got almost exactly to the right place at the end. It's very funny. And it was sort of, I got a couple little guides to get you there a little more naturally. Let's see, where do I want to start here? John, so did I. John, what has she been telling you? One teach to an yeah. Okay, so I'm sorry, I'm trying to figure out where my notes are. There they are. Okay, Mel. Unless, I mean, Dad has this caveat. Unless, what is that? It's early. It's right away. It's very early. The word unless is in it. Something unless.
Unless one of us wants something and the other doesn't, I think.
Yeah. What's the
I don't know
context?
why I
that
wrote this. I
scene.
haven't worked on it.
Yeah. What's give me the context of that.
Okay. We'll just have to draw lots then, unless one of us wants something and one of us doesn't.
Oh yeah. So that's a little caveat. Well, I guess we'll just have to fucking draw a lot. Unless, I just thought of this. I just thought,
Okay.
right? That we can bargain for it. Exactly. Vasily, you didn't want it. You have that line? You have a line, you didn't want it?
Didn't want it.
You don't want
Yes,
it.
you don't want it.
Yeah, you don't want it. What is that line?
Um,
What's the context of that?
Where's that line here? Looking for it. Hold on.
It's come on, Sal, choose. And
That's
then he
right.
says, you don't want it.
Yeah. Come on, Sal, choose. And then immediate, you don't want it. In other words, by not choosing, what you're saying to me is that you don't want it at all. Either choose or you don't want it. One or the other. Those are the two things.
Mm-hmm. I see.
Makes sense. It's a challenge. That's sort of what this scene is, and it's starting to develop into that, you guys. It's a challenge. Each one sets up a challenge for the other. I have another note that I can't read that is a challenge note for Mel. Thought you had. Do you have the line thought you had? It would be before you don't want it. Thought you had.
I thought you had a tiny apartment. Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't get that quite right because I know you gave me that note before.
Yeah, it's a direct challenge, and that's all
Right.
you have to do is challenge him on that. You'll see on the playback, if you watch the playback of this, that it was
Yeah.
a real acting line.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
you really acted a lot on that line. It was great. Wasn't great. Okay. Vasily, different dining room. Toward the end of the scene, do you have that line? Different dining room?
No.
Defer.
Defer.
What's that line? What's the context there?
Maybe we should defer the dining room.
Yeah, what comes right before it?
Neither do I. Maybe we should defer the dining room.
Go 4 lines back, and the two of you read them through.
Okay.
Okay.
That's what'll happen. It'll kick around here for a while and then you'll just end up calling some furniture dealer.
I'm absolutely amazed you'd say that.
I don't want to fight, Arthur.
Neither do I. Maybe we should defer the dining room.
Yeah. So that's all right. I don't want to fight. Neither do I. Maybe we should just forget about it. That's what really defer means. Is maybe we should just defer the dining room. Maybe we should just forget about it. Is really what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
You see that? Okay, only you're saying maybe we should just defer, but it's just a different way of saying the same thing. Does that make sense to you?
It does,
I mean-
maybe because it's just me.
Yeah, because it's argue. Okay, listen, let's not fight. Let's just not do it. Let's just.
No, hold on for a second. Maybe I'm just a little bit confused about the word defer.
Yeah. What you're really saying is maybe we should just do it till later. Maybe we should put this discussion off till later. Maybe we should just defer the
Mhm.
dining room.
Hmm.
Right? We shouldn't talk about this anymore. That's what you're really saying.
I see. Okay.
That makes sense. Good. John, that first call again in the next scene with the family. Please make sure that has a sense that you're almost going, Annie, so that you're it really seems like you're calling into the next room.
Okay, more, okay.
Yeah, a
All
little
right.
more. Yeah. Again, only because it's a launch, it's a beginning. Just like in the very first line that I gave to James, which was really not, oh boy, it's really holy shit. You know, I mean, it's the first line that sets us up. I said you may. Good, John. Here, you're going to love this, John. You said you have the line. I said you may, right? You have that line. I said you may.
He says we
Somewhere, yeah.
can, I said you may, yeah.
I
He
said
says
you
we-
may, sweetheart.
Yeah, because she yells off stage. He says we can, right? That's what the little
Right,
girl.
he says we can, yeah.
Yeah. I
And I
said
ca-
you may. Right? Get the test right. In other words, she just failed the test. And great. Vasily and Mel.
I just want to say that, it's kind of, he's got these little Lizzie Boo, Lizzie Key. He's got all these sweet little names for her.
Yes, he does.
It's
Yeah.
his little girl. So I'm trying to balance that out so that this is his little girl, but at the same time, he's being the,
Yeah.
Yeah,
It is. That's exactly what it is. It's you love, oh, Lizzie Boo, you cute little girl, but no, you get this right. It's 1939, 1938, John. Ooh, it's cold in here. I'm glad I didn't grow up then.
And John, I'm sorry I kept cutting you off. I kept cutting into your lines.
well, you're fired too.
Yeah, well, there we go.
We're gonna get Eric to come back and play your roles.
You
But
can't-
I'm apologizing.
See?
Daddy.
Now, kids. Okay, Vasily and Mel, when you say that's what you can when you're grown up more. Is
Yeah,
that-
it's
stick-
when you grow up. That's
Yeah.
when I didn't get it right.
so when she says that to you, Vasily, stick your tongue out at her, just real quick, like just like so quick that your dad wouldn't see it, right? Yeah, and then you do it right back to him, Mel. Yeah, exactly. And Dad's just reading the paper. He misses that. There we go. Vasily, pick up. Could we try it tonight? Yeah. Pick that cue up faster, Vasily. Can we try it? It's after you straighten up. Can we try it tonight, Dad? Just like almost
Could we
like
try tonight, Dad?
Yeah,
Can you
yeah.
give
Like
us a test?
yeah, exactly. Yeah. And you love the tests. Can you give us a test, Dad? God, I knew I got that line from somewhere. Can you be a little smarter on what's the other half, Dad? Just a little louder on that, okay?
What's the other half, Dad?
Yeah. Can you hit the what's the other half, Dad? What's the other half? Just
What's the other half, Dad?
yeah. And actually, to make it sound like a smart ass remark, you sort of like, oh my God, you're always right, Dad. What's the other half? There needs to be a positive tilt to it. And here we go.
What's the other half, Dad?
Now you look confused there. It's like what I want is you can't wait to hear what his answer is going to be. That's what it is. You're asking him the question because you can't wait to hear what the answer is. Ask him the question.
What's the other half, Dad?
Yeah. Almost now. Just be a little bolder about it and go.
What's the other half, Dad?
Yeah, that's it.
Is that a
Hallelujah.
crack?
What a smart ass. That's nice. That's good. That was fun, wasn't it? That was fun, right, V? That's what I'm saying is that should be your thought whenever you're playing a little kid, you know, it's just, you should have fun on those little things. That's absolutely great. John, what else, what has she been telling you? One teacher. Yeah. What you're really saying is, what has she been telling you? It is from you're really his teacher, but what has this teacher been, what has she been telling you? Right? It needs to be a challenge from one teacher to the other. It's like somebody's moving in on your territory.
Yeah, she's crossed the line.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
All right, good. And the stoplight, you say, what's your line about the stoplight, John?
I'm talking about, it's that new stoplight on Richmond Avenue. It affects our timing.
Good. And I want that to be a little bit more like, hey, it's not my fault. It's that new stoplight. You know, it's not my fault. Nothing's my fault. Again, 1938, Dad, nothing's my fault. Nothing's my fault. Okay, next scene. Close your mind. Close your mind. Okay, so James, what's your line? Close your mind. Earliest, first note I got, so it's early in the scene.
Close? Huh? I forgot my briefcase.
Oh no, I know what it is. That isn't a line. That's something I want you to think about. I want you to be a much more closed-minded individual.
Oh.
I want you to take that to a greater degree this time through. And that's a big note, right? Because what we've got here is a budgeting liberal wife coming from an extremely conservative family and background. And she's changing, and she's been changing for a while. And there are people who just do not like change. And that's who you are. You're a closed-minded person who does not like change. And your wife is turning into this person who's just like fucking exploring things. And she's getting like a degree, and she's getting smart, and she's, you know, I mean, and you've got to try
Stop it.
Yes, stop it. Right, exactly. You've been able to keep her in for the longest time, and it's frustrating for you now that the same things that you did when you were younger that kept her in line do not work anymore. This is very upsetting. This change is upsetting. Okay, that's the big note.
Yes.
Mel, don't you have a plane to catch? I'd love you to pick that line up much sooner.
Okay.
I don't want in the piece, in the play, I could make that a long pause because I could do all kinds of stuff with him watching you and hovering over you, but I can't do that in a reading, and I just think it'll be more dynamic.
Okay.
John, this is what a closed-minded person does when they don't have the right answer. They say something really stupid and childish. And the first thing you say is about the Lowenstock china. What is that? What is that line?
Oh, next thing, I was lucky I came back. Next thing you know, you'll be feeding the dog off the Lowenstock china.
Yeah, next thing I know, you'll be feeding the dog off the Lowenstock china. Yeah, like that's just the greatest absurdity of the world. She's going to take the best china and put dog food on it and feed it to the dog. That's just like never going to happen. But you use it as an absurdity because you're so fucking closed-minded. When a closed-minded person doesn't have an argument, they say something really stupid and childish and absurd. That's who you are. You can't come up with a really good answer. Mel, since when? No. Yeah, please work somewhere else.
Since when have we given a dinner party?
Yeah. That's really got to be can we run that, and can you challenge him on that line and continue the challenge all the way through? Just see how long that holds. Let's try that. What line sets that up?
All that shit, whatever the
Yes,
dining room.
sure. All that shit all over the dining room?
It's a term paper, Howard. It's crucial for my degree.
I mean, you're gonna commandeer the dining room for the entire term?
But it just sits here. We never use it.
What if we want to have a dinner party?
Since when have we given a dinner party?
Good. Now, and instead of pulling back, which is, indicating your reaction to it, just go, since when do we ever, just stay right on the same
Okay,
track. Watch what
okay.
happens. Set it up again. Try it again. And here we go.
All that shit, all over the dining room.
It's a term paper, Howard. It's crucial for my degree.
You mean you're gonna commandeer the dining room for the entire term?
But it just sits here. We never use it.
What if we want to have a dinner party?
Since when have we ever given a dinner party?
What if we want to have a few people over, for Christ's sakes?
We'll eat in the kitchen.
Oh, Jesus.
Everybody does nowadays.
Yeah, that doesn't make it right.
Look, Howard, just let me get this done. Let me get let me get a good grade. Let me get a job. Let me get a degree, and so I can be out of here every day.
Fine. What the hell? Then I'll turn it into a tool room every night.
That's perfect. You see, that's what I'm talking about, right?
Okay.
Right. And that's exactly, and you got it without even any prompting on that last one. That's another absurdity. Then I'll turn it into a tool room. That's what the closed-minded person says when they don't have a logical reply. They make an absurd reply, just like a little child would.
I have a question.
Yes.
What would you say the arc of this scene is? Like, what's different at the end than at the beginning?
Well,
what's
because
happened?
I'll tell you what the arc is. You walk into the room assuming you're going to get her to move.
Okay.
Right. That's
Okay.
the arc for you, right? And she doesn't really have an arc in this scene. Her
But I
arc
think
is-
I do. I think
is
I
it?
do.
Tell me what.
I think at the beginning, I think I can talk through it. I can talk around it. I don't
I
have
love
to
that.
get nasty.
That's
And
a
at
love-
the end, I just go,
Yeah.
fuck off. Just
Yeah,
fuck off.
that's good. I love that. I love that.
Good.
And actually, that point of view, Mel, really makes his point of view work a little bit better as well, too. That he's, because you're acting that way, it's the way that you used to always act, to try
Yes.
to edge your way out of it, right?
Yes.
So it works for both of you really well. Good thought. Really good. Good. I'm glad you guys are thinking about that. This is something else that you always want to think about in anything. How am I different at the end of this scene? Where did I start and how am I different at the end of this scene? Because oftentimes when you usually always are different at the end of the scene, but what the step you don't take is you don't take the proper step to set it up at the beginning. In other words, you need to know where you start in order to get to that change at the beginning, at the end.
I feel like at the end, I'm like, this is bullshit.
Yes.
Where at the beginning, I'm like, you should know better.
You're trying to hold on to it. You're trying to hold on to your closed-mindedness. Yes. Okay, good. All right. So what's the scene that follows this one?
Carol,
Oh,
Yeah.
it's Carolyn and Grace. Okay,
Yeah.
good. All right. So go ahead.
We're cutting Ellie's shit and all of that, right? Because it
Yeah.
comes in the middle of it, right?
Yes, it does.
will somebody be on book for me? I'll try it without.
Okay. Just want to make sure I got enough paper here. All right, good. So what we're going to do is we will start this time with Ellie and what's his name?
Howard.
Howard. With Ellie and Howard. We'll start with Ellie and Howard, and we'll do Ellie and Howard and go on to the one after. Okay. And here we go.
Hey,
Oops. I thought you'd gone.
I forgot my briefcase. What's going on?
I've got to finish this term papers. I've got to finish this, get this term paper done.
In here?
Oh, where else?
You get a type?
Of course I'm going to type.
In here, on that table.
Line.
Good. Let's go back. That's good. Good.
Yes.
So
Sorry.
that's really nice. Right. So in here, On that table, right? This is how you usually always won your argument. You've got to take it up another degree because that you're not solving your problem. And so you've got to take it up just like in the past. It's your force that's always won against her.
I'm getting this. So I'm really, I mean, I hate to say it, but it's the truth. I'm talking down to her.
Well, you're not talking down to her. You're just a very closed-minded individual, yes, who thinks that she doesn't have any brains. So there is an aspect that you are talking down to her. Yes, there is that.
I'm trying to control her. I'm getting this.
You're keeping her in her place. Yes, you
Yeah.
are. You're keeping her in her place.
Okay.
Yeah, this honestly feels like, to me, this feels like the late 50s.
Yeah.
That's what this feels like to me. You know, right when Elvis Presley comes out, right? You know, this just feels like if we want to make Mel's character a woman ahead of her time, which I think is smart, and keep you as close-minded as we need to keep you, I think we're thinking late 50s here.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll be on book, Mel.
Okay, thank you.
All right, let's try it again from the top. Here we go.
Hey,
I thought you'd gone.
I forgot my briefcase. What's going on?
I have to get this term paper done.
In here?
Where else?
You type?
Sorry, you're frozen.
You froze.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Okay.
I think.
Yeah, and Mel, while we're
definitely
unfreezing, do you have an old typewriter at your house by any chance?
No, I
Oh,
don't.
bummer. Okay, all right, don't worry.
But how does that sound as if I'm typing?
Yeah,
Yeah, it does.
I think maybe we don't have to see the typewriter.
Yeah, okay. I mean, what I was thinking was being able to see you lift a typewriter and make a noise putting it on the table would be
Yeah.
sort of the right dynamic, but let's do it from the point of typing. And let's start the scene. Under the placard, we'll just have this.
Okay,
All right.
start typing.
Yeah. And then just keep typing. And then when he says his hey, that'll be an interruption for you.
Okay, good.
And I
Yeah.
love your first line is like, you really did think he already was out of the house. You thought you were free. I love that. I really got that from you.
Great, good.
All right, here we go. One more time, James and Mel, here we go.
Hey,
Oops. I thought you'd gone.
I forgot my briefcase. What's going on?
I have to get this term paper done.
In here?
Where else?
You got to type?
Of course I'm going to type.
In here, on that table.
Why not?
You're going to sit there banging a typewriter on my family's dining room table?
Why not?
Because it wasn't designed for it, that's why.
Oh, Howard.
Luckily, I came back. Next thing you know, you'll be feeding the dog off the lowest top china.
It's got rubber pads under it. I checked. And I'll get something else if you want.
You're not going to use those placemats.
I thought I would, yes.
Those are good placemats.
Oh, we haven't used them in 10 years.
They're extremely good placemats, Ellie. My mother got those in Italy.
All right. I'll get something else. Mind if I use these? We put pots on them. We can certainly put a typewriter. Don't you have a plane to catch? I mean, it's kind of hard to work with your husband hovering over you like a helicopter.
Yeah, well, it's kind of hard to leave when your wife is systematically mutilating the dining room table.
I'll be careful, Howard, I swear. Now, goodbye.
Couldn't you please work somewhere else?
I'd like to know where, please.
What's wrong with the kitchen table?
Oh, it doesn't work. Last time the kids got peanut butter all over my footnotes.
I'll set up a bridge table in the living room.
No, I just have to leave or move whenever you and the boys want to watch a football game.
You mean just gonna let that stuff sit there?
I thought I would, yes.
All that shit, all over the dining room.
It's a term paper, Howard. It's crucial for my degree.
I mean, you're gonna commandeer the dining room for the rest of the term?
It just sits here. We never use it.
Well, what if we want to have a dinner party?
Since when have we ever given a dinner party?
What if we want to have a few people over, for Christ's sakes?
We'll use the kitchen.
Jesus.
Everybody does these days.
That doesn't make it right.
Oh, look, Howard, just let me get this done. Let me get a good grade. Let me get a master's degree and a good job so I can be out of here every day.
Fine. Yeah. What the hell? You know, then why don't I turn it into a tool room every night?
And next thing.
Somebody can be on book on page 18.
I will.
Why did you tell Mildred to wake me up, Mother?
Just let me finish this grocery list.
I mean, it's Saturday, Mother.
Shh. There. I know it's Saturday, darling, and I apologize, but something has come up and I need you to make a little decision.
What decision?
Start your breakfast, darling. No one can think on an empty stomach. Now, guess who telephoned this morning?
Who?
Your Aunt Martha.
Oh, I love her.
So do I, but the poor thing hasn't got enough to do, so she was on the telephone at the crack of dawn.
What did she want?
Well, now, here's the thing. She has an extra ticket for the theater tonight, and she wants you to join her.
Oh, sure.
Now, let me finish, darling. I told her it was your decision, of course, but I thought that you had other plans.
What other plans?
Now, think, darling. Isn't there something special going on in your life this evening?
Oh,
Am I right, or am I right?
dancing school.
Not dancing school, sweetheart. The first night of the junior assemblies, which are a big step beyond dancing school. Now, I told Aunt Martha you call her right back so she can drum up someone else.
I thought it was my decision.
Well, it is, sweetheart, of course.
Then I'd like to go see a play with Aunt Martha.
Carolyn, aren't you being a bit impulsive this morning? You don't even know what the play is.
What is it then?
Well, it happens to be a very talky play called St. Joan.
We read that at school. I want to go all the more.
It's the road company, sweetheart. It doesn't even have Catherine Cornell.
I'd still like to go.
To some endless play with your maiden aunt.
She's my favorite person.
Oh, well, then go then if it's that important to you.
All right, I'll go call her right now.
Carolyn, you realize that on the first night of the junior assemblies, everyone gets acquainted.
Really?
Oh, heavens, yes. It starts the whole thing off on the right foot.
Gosh, I didn't know that.
Oh, yes. It's like the first day of school. Once you miss, you never catch up.
Gosh.
Now, you see why we shouldn't make hasty decisions.
Maybe I won't go at all.
What do you mean?
Maybe I'll skip all the junior assemblies.
Oh, Carolyn.
Well, I don't like dancing school anyway.
Oh, don't be silly.
I don't. I never did. All the boys are much bigger. I'm bigger than all the boys. I never know what to say. I'm a terrible dancer. And last year, I spent half the year in the ladies' room.
Oh, that's nonsense.
It's true, Mother. I hate dancing school. I don't know why I even have to go. St. Joan wouldn't go to dancing school in a million years.
Yes, and look what happened to St. Joan.
I don't care. I've made up my mind.
Your Aunt Martha seems to have caused a bit of trouble this morning.
Maybe.
Your Aunt Martha seems to have opened a whole can of worms.
Well, I'm glad she did.
All right. And then how do you propose to spend the rest of your Saturday evenings when there's no dance, no St. Joan and no Aunt Martha? And all of your best friends are having the time of their lives.
I'll
at
do
junior
something.
assemblies. Oh, such as what? Hang around here, listening to that stupid hit parade, bothering the maids when we're having a party?
I'll do something, Mother.
Well, you're obviously not old enough to make an intelligent decision.
I knew you wouldn't let me decide.
All right, then decide.
I'd like to go to that.
Before you do, let me tell you a story about your dear Aunt Martha, who made a decision of her own when she was about your age. She decided, and if you breathe a word of this, I will strangle you. Decided she was in love with a riding master. And so she threw it up and ran away with him to Taos, New Mexico, where your father had to go track her down and drag her back. And by then it was too late because she was overstimulated. And ever since then, she's refused to join the workday world. Now, there you have it in a nutshell. So you think about it while I'm ordering these groceries and decide.
I've decided, Mother.
Good. I hope you've come to your senses.
I've decided to talk to Aunt Martha.
You have a dentist appointment, Carolyn. You have riding lessons at Newton. No, we'll skip the riding lessons. But Carolyn, Carolyn.
Good. Good. Yeah, let's skip the riding lessons. Good.
Love that.
I know. I mean, there's so many wonderful little human moments in this piece. It's really pretty, beautiful to watch. Okay, Mel,
Yes.
do you have a pair of lace placemats at your house, like dainty lace placemats?
Let me look. I'm in Montauk right now, so I can't look right this minute, but when I get back, I'll look.
Yeah, the ideal thing would be that you would take 2 white lace tablecloth.
Right.
You know, that
Right.
would be the absolute perfect thing. So
Yes,
if
I
you don't
will.
have them, you don't have them, but I just
I'll take a look.
want to put that out there. And
Yes.
Mel, you know, I want, can you guys start that scene one more time? And Mel, I want you to continue to follow through on your idea, because I just see a lot more merit in it than the way I was taking it. Is I want you to try to laugh it off as
Okay.
long as you can. Just start the scene and watch what happens, okay? And
Yeah.
and don't let that bother you, because she's still saying no. You're going in exactly the right direction, James.
All right.
Okay?
I'll be on book.
All
Thank
right,
you.
Here we go. I just want to see what happens. And type.
Hey,
I thought you'd gone.
I forgot my briefcase
Oh, I have to get this term paper done.
in here.
Where else?
You gonna type?
Well, of course I'm going to type.
In here, on that table.
Why not?
You're gonna sit there and bang on a typewriter on my family's dining room table?
Why not?
Because it's not designed for it, that's why.
Oh, Howard.
Lucky I came back. You know, next thing you know, you'll be feeding the dog off the Lowe's china.
It's got rubber pads underneath it. I checked, and if you want, I'll find something else.
Wait, you're not gonna use those placemats.
What I would, yes.
Those are good placemats.
We haven't used them in 10 years.
Those are extremely good placemats, Ellie. My mother got those in Italy.
All right. I'll use something else. Mind if I use these? We put pots on them. We can certainly put a typewriter. Well, don't you have a plane to catch? I mean, it's kind of hard to type or to work when your husband's hovering over you like a helicopter.
Good.
I
Mel, that works absolutely super.
Oh, good.
Right.
Good.
And I think your beat changes a little. And don't you have a plane to catch? You know, then I think it becomes just a little more direct. That it doesn't, you know, and I think that's kind of the
The
middle
switch.
stage. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's your transitional stage.
Good.
That's very funny. Very funny.
Good.
Right,
I
and it
love
just-
this scene.
Yeah, and it just seemed like the old days for a minute there, didn't it?
I was gonna say, I was like, this is our relationship.
Yeah.
I'm inappropriate and she handles me.
Yeah, absolutely. My God, how could you guys have lasted that long if she didn't make the adjustment? It never, because God knows
Exactly.
you wouldn't have made the adjustment. That's for sure. Okay,
That's
nice,
the
guys.
agreement. That's
Yeah.
the agreement.
That's the agreement, right? Nice.
That is such a typical thing for you to say, Howard.
Hey, you know, it says in the Bible.
Now there's a line that has the word helicopter in it. Who has that line?
I have it. Me.
What is it?
It's kind of hard to work with your husband hovering over you like a helicopter.
Good. Whatever make this note, James. Whatever, and your response to her is what?
It's kind of hard to leave when your wife is systematically mutilating the dining room table.
Right. So whatever she gives you, you give
Give it
her
back to her?
exactly back. So it's a square off right there. Don't
Okay.
top her. Give her medicine right back to her.
Okay, I gotcha.
Since when? Since when? Mel, you have a line something since when? It's after the helicopter. Since when?
Since when have we given a dinner party?
Yeah. And remember also that, I mean, you said it fine, but I just want you to remember it's an experience. That's part of the experience that you two are having as a couple, is that you guys haven't entertained in years. The entertaining phase of your relationship ended 3 years ago.
But we could.
Yeah. You never know. I could go back. Yeah, exactly. Okay. Anj, this is the next scene with Grace. Nice work, you two. That's really coming along nice.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank
Hey,
you.
can I, are we gonna run that again? Because I was thinking about just taking a quick walk to the
We
bathroom.
will not run that again. When we come back, we're going to start with the Carolyn and Grace scene, because
All right.
we've made some really good progress on this, and I think you guys are almost there on it. So it's good.
Perfect. Thank
Okay.
you.
So Anj, in the Carolyn and Grace scene, camera, first sit. Your very first sit. In other words, you come in, start the scene, would you? And
I have to get this damn thing like right.
there you go. Yeah.
Why did you tell Mildred to wake me up, Mother?
Just let me finish this grocery list.
I mean, it's Saturday, Mother.
There. I know it's Saturday, darling, and I apologize, but something has come up and I need you to make a little decision.
I know what this is. Good. Since you have this dynamic later in the scene, the one that you're doing right now, right? There, it comes up again later in the scene. So I want to change that in the opening. When you come in, I want you to come in and plop yourself down on the in the seat, and I want that.
She tells me to sit.
Where is that? Where is that?
Yeah, start your breakfast, dear. No one can think on an empty stomach is actually what I say.
Oh, so
Start-
yeah, I guess so. I could sit down. You're right. You're right.
Yeah,
Phil.
and
Sorry.
you know, it's the sense of
Oh, okay. All right.
mother. It's the I got a problem sit.
Right. Okay.
Yeah,
Let
yeah,
me try that. Why did you tell Mildred to wake me up, Mother?
Just let me finish this grocery list.
I mean, it's Saturday, Mother.
Good. I want to even go a little further, so that when you take that sit, I don't want you to talk yet. I just want you to sit.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah. And here we go.
Why did you tell Mildred to wake me up, Mother?
I love that. That's a great start. That's it. Definitely. Doesn't that feel right?
Yeah.
That's good.
Feels good.
Okay, Cindy, told her your decision. What is that line? What's that? You have a line?
I told her I told Aunt Martha you telephone it back so she could drum up someone else.
I told her it was your decision. Is that there should be a,
It's your decision, sweet. It is your sweetheart. Blah. It is sweetheart, of course. She says, I thought you said it was my decision, and I say it is sweetheart, of course. But then I say, but I thought you had other plans.
So,
No,
yeah,
wait,
so it's like, no, I say no, which are, oh, wait a minute. She says, which are a step beyond dancing school. I told Aunt Martha you'd call her right back so she could drum up someone else. And I say, I thought it was my decision.
yeah,
Yeah.
okay. I want to go back to that whole sequence and read it through for me from there. Just before told her your decision. And here, told her it was your decision. I told her, just start with 2 lines before I told her. Yeah.
Yeah, now wait till I finish, dear. I told her it was your decision, of course, but I thought you had other plans.
Good. So make sure you separate that, Cindy. So I told her it was your decision. In other words, make a special moment out of that so that when she brings it back up to you, that it comes from a special moment,
Okay.
right? It's a special caveat, and you want to make sure that she understands that.
So I told her it was your decision, of
Yeah,
course.
yeah,
But I
yeah.
thought that you had other plans.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay. And actually make it sound like you really believe it. So that you're not like talking. I told her it was your decision. You know, I mean, I know you're a maturing little girl, you know, even though my actions in the next rest of the scene will not support that, but that line should support that. You see what
Okay.
I'm saying? Yeah. It just shows how what we say and what we do are often two different things.
Mhm.
Okay, didn't know that. Yeah. Oh, wait, I'll get to that in a minute. Cindy, yeah, when you say not dancing school,
Yeah, I kind of jumbled that one. Not dancing school, sweetheart. The first session of the junior assemblies, which are a big step beyond dancing school.
right? You need to make not dancing school, not it's that sense of no, that negative. It can't just be not dancing school. It has to be not dancing school. No, you know, it's again, it's a more important moment for her,
Okay.
right?
Uh-huh.
Anj, don't know. I didn't know that. That's when you're coming in on the side again, right? I didn't know
Yeah.
that. That's when I want you to sit down after you come into the side. Just, oh, I didn't know that. And then you sit back
Okay.
down at the table. I think that makes a lot of sense there.
Okay.
Cindy, don't fly. Carolyn, aren't you being, yeah, on the line, Cindy, Carolyn, aren't you being a little impulsive? Do you have that line?
Carolyn, I wonder if you're being just a little impulsive this morning. You don't even know what the play is.
Now, if you were to play this back, you would see you would go, now, Carolyn, in other words, you cocked yourself before, and don't, because it's an indicator of how the line's going to go. Right?
Okay.
It's like indicating that something's coming up, and it's so much better when it just comes up all of a sudden.
Okay.
Okay. Anj, and last year, you have the line, and last year, Anj.
Yeah, last year I spent half the time in the ladies' room.
Now, you said that very dramatically and very believably, but it didn't seem like you had that experience.
Right, because I was fighting, what the fuck is that line?
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Again, it's your experience. So what did you do? What happened to you? What happened to you?
Last year I spent half the time in the ladies' room.
Yeah, it happened. Yeah,
I was
exactly.
in that toilet, in the stall. I was
Yeah, yeah.
hiding.
Exactly. Now it sounds like you did it. Yes, exactly. Okay, good. Again, this is just as a general acting note, sometimes you can get so wrapped up in the drama of what you're doing that you forget those little things, you know, and it's not about the drama, it's about the experience. It's always about the experience. The drama arises from the experience, but experience always has to be first, always has to be bottom line. Cindy, Aunt Martha, oh yeah, Cindy, this might be fun. Well, it just seems Aunt Martha's made a little bit of trouble for, start folding up your grocery list as if you're ready to go. You're going to go soon, all right. See if that helps that.
All right.
And my favorite line on there is the overstimulated line.
I love that.
No.
So there's an ellipse before it. Am I not right?
Well, it's the whole story.
But there's 3 dots before overstimulated, isn't
Yeah,
there?
she is in ... overstimulated.
Okay, so I want you to make sure that what you're really trying to do is to come up with the right word in front of your unsuspecting little girl daughter. So you come up with overstimulate. How many words are you going through on those 3 dots? She got fucked. No, I can't say that. She got laid. No, I can't say. Overstimulate. There needs to be a thought process in those 3 dots.
Okay.
Yeah, because those of you who have kids know that when they're a certain age, you have to watch your language much more than the kids have to watch theirs, because you just might say the wrong thing. Okay, good. Nice. All right, so this time through, we're going to start with Carolyn and Grace. And what's the scene that follows it?
Aggie and Michael.
Yeah.
Aggie and Michael. Okay, good.
Bill,
All right.
I have a question about
Please.
the father scene that I did earlier, but I could save it for later or
No,
ask you.
shoot. Shoot now.
So when the father says, I think I understand what this means, but I just wanted to make sure I do. When the boy says, when do we get to have fresh cream on our shredded wheat? She says, when you grow up, that's when. And the father says, I'll tell you one thing, if there's a war, no one gets cream. If there's a war, we'll all have to settle for top of the bottle.
Yeah,
Top of the expression top of the bottle.
yeah.
Cream, the
the
cream
cre-
rises
right.
to the top.
Right, that I understand. So he's saying we're not,
No,
we'll have
what
to
you're saying is
settle for we're not going to get very much if there's a war, right?
absolutely, that's exactly, you're only gonna get what's in the homogenized milk, the
Right, the
cream that
top,
rises
yeah.
to the top of that. Yes. exactly.
Non-homogenized.
Yeah, non-homogenized. Thank
Right.
you.
Yeah.
We
All right.
did you, when I grew up, we had a milk box. Did any of you ever have a milk box? Yeah, and the
Gla-
milkman would come and put the milk in and take the old refills away every
In
night.
the glass bottles.
Right, and on the top of those glass bottles, about yay thick was the cream, and you can't afford to buy cream anymore. You're going to have to settle for what's at the top of the bottle.
Okay,
Okay, cool.
thank you.
Since we stopped, and maybe we should do this at the end, but I didn't quite understand what you were meaning about experience before drama.
Yeah, yeah.
And we can do that at the end if that's a more appropriate-
No. Always sometimes you get caught up in a dramatic situation, right? In theater or in a conversation with somebody, you're caught up in a dramatic situation. And in order to prove your point, you need to use an example, right? About something that has happened to you. So that even though you are in a dramatic state, you can't just dramatically interpret what happens to you. You have to connect to that experience.
see.
And that's what I'm saying.
I see what, yes.
That
Okay,
makes
thank
sense? Yeah.
you. Yes.
Drama often hides experience, and it
You
shouldn't.
can't act drama.
Yeah.
Right.
And you can't act experience, really. You have to have it and say it.
Right, yeah.
It happened to me. Yeah. All right. Wait, I need a new piece of paper. You guys give me so many good ideas. All right.
Are we going straight into Aggie and Michael?
Yes, we are.
Okay,
So we're going to start with Carolyn and Grace, go straight into Michael and Aggie. Who's after Michael and Aggie?
I'm the architect.
Oh, good. And that's the last thing we're doing for tonight, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's perfect. That's good. I just want to know how I'm doing on my timing. I'm doing so well. Okay.
Yeah,
Here we
that's
go.
it. You're right.
All right, here we go.
Why did you tell Mildred to wake me up, Mother?
Just let me finish this grocery list.
I mean, it's Saturday, Mother.
There. I know it's Saturday, darling, and I apologize, but something has come up and I need you to make a little decision.
What decision?
Start your breakfast, darling. No one could think on an empty stomach. Now, guess who telephoned this morning?
Who?
Your Aunt Martha.
Oh, I love her.
So do I, but the poor thing hasn't got enough to do that she was on the telephone at the crack of dawn.
What you want?
Well, now here's the thing. She has an extra ticket for the theater this evening and she wants you to join her.
Sure.
Now let me finish, dear. I told her it was your decision, of course, but I thought that you had other plans.
What other plans?
Now think, darling, isn't there something rather special going on in your life this evening?
Oh,
Am I right or am I right?
dancing school.
Not dancing school, sweetheart. The first season of the junior assemblies, which are a big step beyond dancing school. Now, I told Aunt Martha you telephone her back right away so she can drum up someone else.
I thought it was my decision.
Well, it is, sweetheart, of course.
Well, then I'd like to go to see a play with Aunt Martha.
Carolyn, aren't you being a bit impulsive this morning? You don't even know what the play is.
What is it then?
Well, it happens to be a very talky play called St. Joan.
Oh, we read that at school. I want to go all the more.
It's the road company, sweetheart. It doesn't even have Catherine Cornell.
I still like to see it.
Go see some endless play with your maiden aunt.
She's my favorite person.
Oh, well, then go then if it's that important to you.
All right, I'll call her right now.
Carolyn, Do you realize that at the first junior assembly, everyone gets acquainted?
Really?
Oh, heavens, yes. It gets the whole thing started on the right foot.
I didn't know that.
Oh, yes, it's like the first day of school. Once you miss, you never catch up.
Oh, gosh.
Now, you see why we shouldn't make hasty decisions?
Maybe I won't go at all.
What do you mean?
Well, maybe I'll skip all the junior assemblies.
Oh, Carolyn,
Well, I don't like dancing school anyway.
don't be silly.
I don't. I don't. I, I, I don't like dancing school. I'm bigger than half the boys. I never know what to say. And last year, I spent half the time in the ladies' room.
Oh, that's nonsense.
It's true, Mother. I hate dancing school. I don't know why I even have to go. St. Joan wouldn't go to dancing school in a million years.
Look what happened to St. Joan.
I don't care. I've made up my mind.
Oh, your Aunt Martha seems to have caused a bit of problems this morning.
Maybe.
Martha seems to have opened an entire can of worms.
Well, I'm glad she did.
All right. And then how do you propose to spend the rest of your Saturday evenings when there's no Aunt Martha and no St. Joan, and your best friends are having the time of their life at junior assemblies?
I'll do something.
Such as what? Hang around here, listening to that stupid hit parade, bothering the maids when we're having a party?
I'll do something, Mother.
Well, you're obviously not old enough to make an intelligent decision.
I knew you wouldn't let me decide.
All right, then decide.
Well,
But
I'd like to go to...
I'd like to tell you a story about your dear Aunt Martha, who made a decision of her own when she was your age. She decided, and if you breathe a word of this, I will strangle you. She decided she was in love with a riding master. And so she threw it all up and ran away with him to Taos, New Mexico, where your father had to track her down and drag her back. But it was too late because she'd been overstimulated. And ever since then, she's refused to join the workday world. Now, there you have it in a nutshell. So you think about it while I order these groceries and decide.
I've decided, Mother.
Good. I hope you've come to your senses.
I've decided to talk to Aunt Martha.
Your dentist appointment, Carolyn. You have riding lessons at noon and... No, we'll skip the riding lessons. But Carolyn!
Boo!
Ooh, you scared me out of my skin.
I wanted to.
Your mother said you were sick this morning.
I am.
Too sick to go to school.
I am, Aggie. I upchucked twice.
Then you get straight right back to bed.
How come you didn't do my room yet?
Because I thought you were sleeping.
I've just been lying there, Ag, waiting.
Line.
Well, I got more to do
Well,
now.
I've got more to do now since Ida left. I've got all the polishing. I've got the downstairs lavatories. I've got all the beds besides.
My mother says you want to leave us.
When did she say that?
Last Thursday, on your day off, when she was cooking dinner, she said, now there's a war, you're looking for a job with more money. Is that true, Ag?
Maybe.
Money isn't everything, Aggie.
Listen to him now.
You could be as rich as a king and still be miserable. Look at my Uncle Paul. He's rich as Croesus, and yet he's drinking himself into oblivion.
What do you know about all that?
I know a lot. I eat dinner here in the dining room now. I listen. And I know that my Uncle Paul is drinking himself into oblivion, and Mrs. Williams has a tipped uterus.
Here now, you stop that talk.
Well, it's true, Ag, and it proves that money isn't everything, so you don't have to leave us.
It's not just the money, darling.
Then what, Ag? Don't you like us anymore?
Oh, Michael.
Don't you like our family?
Mikey,
And are you still mad at me for peeking at you in the bathtub?
that's enough now.
Well, then what is it, Ag? How come you're just leaving?
because I don't want to do domestic service no more
Why?
because I don't like it no more, Mike.
That's because Ida left and you have too much to do, Ag.
No, darling.
I'll help you, Ag, I swear. I'll make my own bed and I'll pick up my towel. I'll try to be more careful when I pee.
Lord love you, lad.
No, really, I will. And I'll tell my parents not to have so many dinner parties, Ag. I'll tell them to give you more time off. I'll tell them to give you all day Sunday.
No, darling.
I'm serious, Ag.
I know. I know.
I'm sorry, is this architect line in or is it not?
No.
No, it's not
Oh,
it.
okay. Sorry.
That's okay.
When will you be going then, Ag?
I will stay until your mother can find someone else.
Can't find anyone, Aggie.
Oh, she will.
She says she can't. They keep showing up with dirty fingernails and dyed hair. So you got to stay, Ag. You can't just leave people in the lurch.
I'll stay until you leave for the summer.
You're gonna get married, aren't you, Ag?
Maybe.
That guy you told me about from church.
Maybe.
You're gonna have children.
Oh,
You will. Oh, you will. I know you will. You'll have a boy of your own. Will you come back to see us?
oh my, yes.
You won't, Ag.
I will, surely.
You'll never come back, Ag. I'll never see you again, ever.
Hey, come here, Mikey.
No,
Come here, give Aggie a big hug.
no. Why should I?
Just
No,
a little squeeze for old time's sake.
no. Go hug your own kids, Agnes. I got work to do. I got a whole stack of homework to do. I'm missing a whole day of school.
Mikey.
Okay, there is your dining room, Doctor.
Okay, good. Let's stop here and then we will do that last. Great. All right. Yeah. Listen, you guys did some really good work this week. I really like a lot of the decisions that you're making and, you know, making a lot of sense. It's really, like I say, nothing makes me feel better to see you guys really changing right in front of me on your own. Start your breakfast. Cindy, at the very beginning of that scene on Start Your Breakfast, remember, I think there's a little bit of an aspect that you want to establish that you're in charge and you're taking that position. Start your breakfast. You know, in other words, you know, not mean, but it's like, I'm in charge, do what I say, just like you came down.
Okay.
Okay?
Mhm.
What's the line, other plans?
I told her it was your decision, of course, but I thought that you had other plans.
What other plans?
Good
Not
now.
this year, isn't this
All right,
something-
good. But I told you that I want you to go, but I told her you had other plans. I want you to hang, but I told her you had other plans, right? In other words, you take, right? And then she says, what other plans? Now, come on, in other words, you need to start that movement there.
Oh, okay. Initially, I thought you had said that when I said I thought you had other plans, that I'd already decided everything.
I thought you had other, I thought you had, read the dialogue going into line before that, and the two of you read them from the line before and go through it a couple lines.
Okay, well, now here's the thing. She's got an extra ticket for the theater tonight and she wants you to join her.
Sure.
Now wait till I finish, dear. I told her it was your decision, of course, but I thought that you had other plans.
What other plans?
Yeah, that's it right there. But I thought you had other plans. In other words, there's a sense of forwarding it so that she thinks of it, right? So that it's almost like a mystery that you're putting together. That's what I mean.
Oh, all right.
And it starts with that. I thought you had other plans, you know, we know, and then just see what happens if you hang on that. So try that one more time. Here we go.
Okay. Well, now here's the thing. She's got an extra ticket for the theater tonight and she wants you to join her.
Oh, sure.
Now wait until I finish, dear. I told her it was your decision, of course, but I thought that you had other plans.
What other plans?
Oh, now think, darling. Isn't
Yeah,
there
yeah. Oh, now think, darling. In other words, you see how it forwards that idea. It doesn't pull it back. Each line forwards the idea. Let's go. But I thought you had other plans. Let's go from there. Here we go.
But I thought that you had other plans.
What other plans?
Now think, darling. Isn't there something rather special going on in your life this evening?
Oh,
Am I right or am I right?
Right. Yeah. You say, am I right or am I saying you finally arrived there because you jump on that boat there? Great, Cindy. Good. Anj, I'd like to go see a play. What's the context of that line?
well, I want to go and see it with Aunt Martha.
No, there's a line literally that says, I'd like to go see a play.
Then I'd like to see a play with Aunt Martha.
Good. What's her line that says before that? What sets that up?
I thought it was, I thought,
Yeah, I thought it was my decision. It is, sweetheart, of course.
then I'd like to see a play with Aunt Martha.
Yeah, I love that. Then I'd like to see a play. It should be very simple and matter of fact.
Okay.
Bingo, right?
Yep.
And then Cindy, what's your reaction to that? But then I'd like to go see a play with Aunt Martha.
Well, this was where you initially had me like changing course because the first thing didn't work.
Yep.
You know, so
So-
Carolyn, I wonder if you're being a little impulsive this morning. Is the
Right.
next.
That's great. So there's a little bit of it's not going my way in there, right?
Yeah.
Watch what happens. Keep going in that direction. Go.
Carolyn, I wonder if you're being just a little impulsive this morning. You don't even know what the play is.
Well, what is it then?
Well, it happens to be a very talky play called St. Joan.
Oh, we read that at school. I'd like to go all the more.
It's the road company, sweetheart. It doesn't even have Catherine Cornell.
I still like to see it.
See some endless play with your maiden aunt.
She's my favorite person.
Well, then go if it's that important. to
Right.
you.
Great. So when you get right to that, well, then go. I mean, you make a bad decision. Mom makes a bad decision. Mom does something that's really very childish. She goes, okay, well, go. And then she realizes that she made a bad decision. And then that's the reason you call her back for another round. Right.
Okay.
But it's you handle it badly. And I think the mother realizes that.
Okay.
Yeah. Then go then go. Is it go then or then go? What is it?
Well, then go there. Well, then go if it's that important to you.
Yeah. And it should sound, well, then fucking go if that's important to you.
I'll call her right now.
Good. And then,
Carolyn,
right. Yeah, exactly. Okay.
you realize, of course, that
Yeah.
on the first junior assembly, everyone gets acquainted.
Right. And then that's when you pop back in, right?
Right.
That's very funny. It was a really good choice to do that. That was really great. Okay. Good. Anj, didn't know, when I would love you to sit is after you pop your head back in, I didn't know that. I think
Okay.
that's a better place to do the sit,
Okay. I did have that note and yeah. Thank you.
right? Anj, what's the line half the time in the ladies' room?
Shit.
The whole
I don't-
speech. What's the whole speech?
I don't. I never liked it. I'm bigger than half the boys and I never know what to say. And I'm a terrible dancer. Last year, I spent half the time in the ladies' room.
Oh,
Right.
that's nonsense.
Great. Now realize all I'm just saying to you, Anj, is that the little girl, Carolyn, is really improvising. She's making it up. She's composing these excuses. So realize that you don't know it real. You have to compose it. You have to make up these excuses.
Oh, you don't think this is true? You don't
Well,
think,
yeah, I do think it's true, but I don't think that she knows that she's going to use it. I think she composes the idea when it
okay.
comes. All right.
Oh.
Yeah, absolutely, it's true. But
Yeah.
you have to compose the idea based on your experience.
Okay.
What can I say to her? What's the line that motivates it again? What's your line, Cindy?
I say, I don't like dancing school anyway, and
Oh, that's silly.
don't be silly.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't.
Yeah,
I never liked dancing school. I'm bigger than half the boys and I never know what to say. And last year I spent half the time in the ladies' room.
bingo. That's it.
Okay.
That's it. Like it really happened to you. Yeah, absolutely. It's great.
Okay.
I knew that you, yeah. So when you say I knew that you wouldn't, don't be so catty about it. I knew that you wouldn't. I knew,
Oh, okay.
right. I think that makes, when you're catty about it, it makes you younger. And I want you to be just, right on that edge where she's really trying to be a woman.
I knew
Making
you
her-
wouldn't let me decide.
Yeah.
All right, then decide.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just, it's really clear. Okay,
Okay.
good. All right, Mel, come on back.
Mhm.
There she is.
Yes.
Mel, I love this. This is just great. You understand this scene backwards, forwards, and upside down. My only note to you is that I think you can go with a more radical dialect.
Oh, more. Yes, you had said that before. Okay.
Yeah, and maybe even Irish.
Oh, you want me to be Irish? I can be Irish if you like.
Why don't you try it? Because it's so different from everything else that you're doing in the piece. And again, what we're all trying to find, I think we are, right? We're all trying to find physical and rhythmic and spiritual cues that make you different from every other character that you have, and so a dialect is certainly one trick that can be used.
Right. Right.
And especially you, because there's just a slight bit of British in your other stuff, which is fine, just fine because of the era that we're in. But when we get to this scene, I really want a differentiation, and that's why I think the Irish might work well.
All right.
We'll
Right.
try it. John, by the way, you love this character. I can tell how much you love this character just by the way you're doing it, and don't ever stop that. That's so great to see you just be in love with the character, as opposed to anything else. You don't seem worried. You don't seem, so I'm going to give you a couple of things to think about. Now there's, oh, here, but don't know. Now there's, but don't know what I want. That's because, oh yeah. Now there's what's the Ida line? Because that's because Ida.
Oh, that's my
What
line.
work to do?
I forgot that line.
No, I say because,
Ida left?
No, he says it.
Oh,
yeah, something about when I'm looking for. That's because Ida left and you have more work. Oh, that's because Ida left. You have too much to do, Ag.
Right. Yeah, and that's not your observation. That's something that you've heard from your mother. And it matches a lot of those lines that you say to her that are only based on conversation that you hear. And I just want you to
Yeah.
I think that's another one that
Okay,
happens.
and you had given me a note that this was the solution. I have the
Mhm.
word solution here. Okay.
Yeah, that's because exactly. But it's the solution because it's something that you heard. You
Yeah,
remember that
yes.
you heard this and now you're using it. That's the difference. So that guy, what's the line, that guy you told me about at church? What's that? What's the context of
Oh,
that?
that's because I say you're gonna have children. You will. I know you will. You're gonna have a boy of your own. Oh no, wait a minute. You're gonna get married, aren't you, Ag? She says maybe. That guy you told me about from church.
Yeah. So you've seen the guy at church. So I want you to be just, like maturely jealous of this guy. You know exactly what he looked. I know it's that guy you told me about at church. I want you to have a specific memory reference of him. Right? What's the line you won't, Ag? What is that in answer to?
Will
You
you
won't
come
come
back?
back.
Will you come back to see us? She says, "Oh my, yes." I said, "You won't, Ag."
Yeah. You won't. Yeah. There's no fucking way that's going to happen. It's got to be more contrary to her. No fucking way. No, you won't. You won't. Fucking, that's not going to happen. Okay. And really at the end there, John, make sure you pay attention to all of those mean things that make sure you pay attention to the punctuation of how you say those mean things to her, because you're running some of those ideas together and they work, but they will have more power if they're complete sentences. If
Okay.
you know what I mean, right?
Yeah, uh-huh.
There are several things. He doesn't go blah, 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 comma, blah, 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 comma. He goes blah, blah, period, blah, blah, period, doesn't he?
Except for, he goes, go hug your own kids, comma, Agnes. He calls her Agnes.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's great.
Yeah.
That's good. And
Go-
then the next, what's next?
I got work to do. I got a
Period.
whole stack
No,
of
I
homework
got work to do. I got a whole,
I got,
yeah,
yeah, I got a whole stack of homework to do. I'm missing a whole day of school.
yeah, exactly. Exactly. And just like, I think the note is the same as I gave Anj, is that got to seem like you're making it up. It's got to seem like you're making those excuses up based on your experience. Okay, cool. All righty then. Now we're going to do that. We're going to do Michael and Aggie one more time. And then we're going to go into the psychiatrist scene with James and Vasily. Okay. All right. Here we go.
Oh,
Oh, you scared me right out of my skin.
I wanted to.
Your mother said you was sick this morning.
I was. I am.
Too sick to go to school.
I am, Aggie. I upchucked twice.
Well, then you get straight right back to bed.
How come you didn't do my room yet?
Because I thought you was sleeping.
I just been lying there, Ag, waiting.
Well, I've got so much to do ever since Ida left. I've got the polishing, I've got the downstairs lavatory, I've got all the beds besides.
My mother says you want to leave us.
When did she say that?
Last Thursday, on your day off, when she was cooking dinner. She said, now there's a war, you're looking for a job with more money. Is that true, Ag?
Maybe.
Money isn't everything, Aggie.
Listen to him now.
No, you could be rich as a king and still be miserable. Look at my Uncle Paul. He's rich as Croesus, and yet he's drinking himself into oblivion.
And what would you know about all that?
I know a lot. I eat dinner here in the dining room now. I listen, and I know that my Uncle Paul is drinking himself into oblivion. And Mrs. Williams has a tipped uterus.
Here now, you stop that talk.
Well, it's true, Ag. And it proves that money isn't everything, so you don't have to leave us.
It's not just the money, darling.
Then what, Ag? Don't you like us anymore?
Oh, Michael.
Don't you like our family?
Mikey.
Are you still mad at me for peeking at you in the bathtub?
Well, that's enough now.
Then what is it, Ag? How come you're just leaving?
Because I don't. Because I don't want to do domestic service no more.
Why?
Because I don't like it no more, Mikey.
That's because Ida left and you have too much to do, Ag.
No, darling.
I'll help you, Ag. I swear. I'll make my own bed and pick up my own towel. I'll try to be much more careful when I pee.
Lord love you, lad.
No, really, I will. And I'll tell my parents not to have so many dinner parties, Ag. I'll tell them to give you more time off. I'll tell them to give you all day Sunday.
No, darling. No.
I'm serious, Ag.
I know, darling, I know.
When will you be going then?
When your mother can find somebody else.
She can't find anybody, Aggie.
Oh, she will.
No, she says she can't. They keep showing up with dirty fingernails and dyed hair. So you got to stay, Ag. You just can't leave people in the lurch.
I'll stay until you go away for the summer.
You're gonna get married, aren't you, Ag?
Yeah, maybe,
That guy you told me about from church,
maybe.
you're gonna have children?
Oh,
You will. I know you will. You'll have a boy of your own.
oh, line. I don't know the line.
Hold it tight.
So it's,
Oh, it's you, is it?
will you come back to see us?
No,
Mike?
no. Her,
Sorry.
oh, sorry. Oh, sorry.
I cut your
Sorry.
line
It's
off,
back.
Michael. I cut your line
I
off.
didn't cut this line. Sorry. Let me go back. You're gonna have children?
Ah,
You will. I know you will. You'll have a boy of your own. Will you come back to see us?
oh, surely I
You won't, Ag.
I will. I surely
You'll
will.
never come back, Ag. I'll never see you again, ever.
I'm lost. Give me a line.
I'm here, Mike.
Come here, Mike.
No.
Come give Aggie a big hug.
No. Why should I? No.
A little squeeze for old time's sake.
No. Go hug your own kids, Agnes. I've got work to do. I've got a whole stack of homework to do. I'm missing a whole day of school.
Michael,
Okay, there is your dining room, doctor.
Look at these French doors.
I'm looking. I'm also thinking about heat loss. Big room, light room, commodious room.
One of the reasons we bought the place,
And one of the reasons we should consider breaking it up.
breaking it up.
Now, bear with me. What say we turn this room into an office for you and waiting room for your patients?
Yeah, I thought we planned to open up those maids' rooms on the 3rd floor.
Oh, hold on. Relax. The patient trusts the psychiatrist, doesn't he? Why can't the psychiatrist trust the architect? Now, here's the ground plan of your house. Here's what you're stuck with it for the moment. And here, with these approximate dimensions, is your dining room.
I see.
Now, just suppose, we started with a clean slate. Suppose we open this up here, slam a beam in here, break through here and here, blast out this, throw out that, and what do we have?
I'm not quite sure.
Well, we don't have a dining room anymore. That's what we don't have.
But where will we eat?
Oh, here, right here. Look, I'm putting an eating area. Here's the fridge, the cooking unit, Cuisinart, butcher block table, chrome chairs. See, look at the space, the flow. Wife cooks, kids sat at the table. You stack the dishes, all right here. Democracy at work in your own house. Now, let's review your day. You come down to breakfast. Everybody's fixing his or her own thing. Eggs, cornflakes, Pop-Tarts, whatever. You eat, chat, read the paper, say goodbye, come in here to get to go to work. Do you have nurse or receptionist?
No, I'm
Humble shrink.
Humble shrink.
Well,
I'm a humble shrink.
Well, you come in here to the reception room, maybe just the magazines on the table here, maybe add your newspaper to the pile, then you go through a soundproof door into your office. You turn on your stereo console here, maybe select a book from a wall unit here, and then settle behind your desk model here. You read, you listen to music, soon buzz, the patient arrives, you turn up the music, put aside your book, and buzz him in through the soundproof doors. He flops on the chair, on the couch here, tells you his dream, you look out the window here, he leaves, you write him up, buzz in the next, soon it's time for lunch. You go in here, have lunch with the wife or one of the kids, maybe stroll back in here for a nap. More buzzes, more patients, and soon it's time for a good, easy cooperative supper with your family.
But not in the dining room.
No, not in the dining room.
this room has such resonance.
So does a church. That doesn't mean we have to live in it.
Hmm.
Look, I know whereof I speak. I grew up in a room like this.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, sure, this home turf to me.
Really?
Oh God, yes. My father sat in the chair just like that.
Hmm.
And my mother sat here, and my sister here, and I sat right here. Oh, it all comes back to me.
You want to talk to me about it?
It was torture. That's all. Those endless meals, waiting to begin, waiting for the dessert, waiting to be excused so they couldn't lean on you anymore.
Was it that bad?
Man, it was brutal. I remember one time I came to the table without washing my hands, and my father,
Go on.
never mind. The point is, doctor, it's time to get rid of this room. Tell you frankly, I'm not interested screwing around with any more maid's room. I can do that in my sleep. What I want is the chance to get in here so I can open up your whole ground floor. Now, what do you say?
I need to think about it.
Okay, fine. Take your time. Tell you what, I'll send you my bill for the work I've done so far.
And I'll send you mine.
Okay, good. All righty, here we go. Okay, so Mel, when did you say that? Mel, so I keep bugging you about this moment. When, when did she say that? When did she say that? I think what I'm really looking for, Mel, is the story of your resentment of the way she treats you. That's what I'm looking for in there. Do you
I
understand?
know, and you're not getting it.
No, I'm getting a stop. I get that, and I get that you're thoughtful about it, but the stuff, it's like, when did she say that? Yeah. In other words, it's really inappropriate of her to do that. And don't be afraid of trying to round the edge of that for little Michael. Let that be your relationship with the mother, which is, she does this a lot. She says things about you that she shouldn't say. That's part of the history, part of the reason why you want to leave. And now she's using her own little child. When did she do that? When did she, I want to know. It just, that's all. It's just got to be a deeper history.
Okay.
And I think you need to be much more sure about the fact that you don't want to do domestic service anymore. I think that's an easy thing to admit to the kid, and it seems like it's too hard for you to admit that.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think any sense of hesitation that you had in that scene was only you're making the adjustment to the Irish dialect. So,
Yes, I
so
mean,
yeah,
it
you
was
understand the scene perfectly, and once you've made that dialect shift, everything's going to be fine.
okay. You like the dialect?
I do.
Okay.
Well, I like it because it separates, and what I'm looking for is a separation in almost any character,
Right.
and this is a clear separation.
I like having an Irish nanny.
Well,
Oh,
yeah.
I like you, Mikey. I like.
Well, you two are clearly in love, so there's
Oh,
no
I
doubt.
totally love her.
There's
Totally
no
love
doubt.
her.
Well, I mean, part of the fascination with her too is her dialect.
I don't have a dialect. He does.
Yes, of course.
But I have a
Exactly.
question.
Yeah.
I do have a question. Is the polishing of the candlestick too loud?
No, I don't hear it at all.
Ah, good.
Okay, next scene, Vasily. I just want to see what happens. What if where you're looking at? See where you're looking at your script. Show me where look at your script. You're looking at your script now. You are. Okay, so what I want to do is get the illusion. Is there- Like the plans are on a drafting table, like right in front of you, like an angle down in front of you. You know what I'm saying? And James, you see where you are on the screen. Are you in the middle of the screen where you are?
I'm at the top. I'm in the
You're at the-
top middle.
Where's Vasily to you?
He's to my left. I mean,
Okay,
yeah,
so when he's showing you the plans, look a little bit at the, yeah. Look at the plans a little
Okay.
bit. All right, and we'll be able, on my screen, you're in the middle, and so you should have to look to the right on my screen.
I'm with you. I'll just, for now, wherever I
Look.
see him on my screen, I'll look towards him.
Yeah, that's great. That'll be great. Vasily, hold on, relax, not hold on, relax. Now, make those two separate things,
Mhm.
okay? Happy, well, we don't, and the happiest moment in the scene for this character, I think, Vasily, is, well, we don't have a dining room. That's what we don't have. You know, that's the greatest moment in the scene for you. Right?
Mhm.
Because
That's the ultimate
oh,
solution.
yes,
The heavenly one.
yes,
You're like,
yes,
what's
yes.
going to be there? Something else.
Yeah, exactly. All right.
And here's coming my plan.
Yeah, good. Vasily, oh God, yes. Yeah, can you read for me from Oh God, yes? It's toward the end of the scene.
Mhm.
Read that for me.
Um,
And read
It's
with
at the
him,
bottom of 26.
bottom of
Oh,
26.
well, it may be different for you.
No, you two have the same.
oh God, yes. My
Yeah,
father
so-
said,
So give me the line that goes into that and then read through it for me. Here we go.
Why don't you start off with the look, I know wherever I speak.
uh-huh. I look, I know where I speak. I grew up in a room like this.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, sure. This home turf to me.
Really?
Oh God, yes. My father sat in the chair just like that.
Good. Now this, from there on to the end, oh God, yes, my father sat in the chair when, and what you've really got to do is let that come out almost like a rant. You know, it's just got to come out like stream of consciousness, if you know what I mean by that. In other words, you're not thinking, it's the memory of it is so clear and the visual picture of it is so clear that you just go off on it. You just let it go. All right. Let's see what happens. Let your frustration go. Like you're in another, oh my God, just get lost in, oh my God. Set that up one more time. And
James, let's go a little bit before that, not from the like before the line. Look, I know that whereof I speak.
Okay. How about this room has such resonance?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
This room has such resonance.
yeah. And from your point of view, it's like, you don't want to make it an office. You know, it's for people sitting around and it's what it's for. Go.
This room has such resonance.
So does a church. That doesn't mean we have to live in it. Look, I know whereof I speak. I grew up in a room like this.
Oh, yeah?
Look, I know. Look, oh, sure. This is home turf to me.
Really?
Oh, God, yes. My father sat in the chair just like that. And my mother sat here. And my sister here. And I sat right here. Oh, it all comes back to me.
Good. Keep going, and don't pull that. And it all comes. Oh, Jesus Christ! It all comes. Go.
And my mother sat here, and my sister here, and I sat here right here. Oh my God! It all comes back to me.
You want to tell me about it?
It was torture. That's all. Those endless meals, waiting to begin, waiting to the dresser, waiting to the excuse, so they couldn't lean on them, on you anymore.
Is it that bad?
Man, it was brutal. I remember one time I came to the table without washing my hands, and my father.
Go on.
Never mind. The point is, doctor.
Good. Right. And then he's going, never mind. The point is, doctor, so I want you to hang on to that energy all the way to the end of the scene, even though
Got it.
you're talking about something different,
Okay,
and
got
see
it.
where that takes you. Try that one more time and take it all the way to the end of the scene and ride that bus all the way, baby.
Okay.
It's very funny, Basili. Very funny. You're just getting so lost in your memory. I love that. That's exactly right. And here we go.
Okay. Let's go.
This
Same
room
spot.
has such resonance.
So does the church. That doesn't mean we have to live in it. Look, I know whereof I speak. I grew up in a room like this.
Oh, yes?
Oh, sure. This is home turf to me.
Really?
Oh, God, yes. My father sat in the chair just like that. And my mother sat in here, and my sister here, and I sat right here. Oh, it all comes back to me.
You want to tell me about it?
It was torture, that's all. Those endless meals, waiting to begin, waiting for the dessert, waiting to be excused so they couldn't lean on you anymore.
Was it that bad?
Man, it was brutal. I remember one time I came to the table without washing my hands, and my father.
Go on.
Never mind. The point is, doctor, it's time to get rid of this room. Tell you frankly, I'm not interested in screwing around with any more maid's room. I can do that in my sleep. What I want is the chance to get in here so I can open up your whole ground floor. Now, what do you say?
I'll have to think about it.
Okay, fine.
Going.
Take your time. Tell you what, I'll send you my bill for the work.
No.
I've
I'll
done
send you my bill. Yeah, keep going.
Oh, tell you what, I'll send you my bill for the work I've done so far.
And I'll send you mine.
Bingo. That's great. That's so good, Vasily. That's so good. You just let that emotion cut and then just trust where you're developing that, and it's going to take you to exactly the right place.
So technically, there is the feeling of aggravation.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I think it's even worse than aggravation. It's the feeling of being judged. Always your mother's judging you, your father's judging you, and then all of this judgment happens right here in this fucking room, and I'm supposed to eat dinner while it's supposed to be fucking going on. It's just the worst thing. It was just, absolutely. What you did was you vented. You allowed your character to vent. You didn't think about what you were saying. You were just thinking about the past and those experiences and getting lost in that. And that's always the right thing. It may never come out the same way, but it's just the right thing. I see Mel smiling down there because she could really see the difference in that. I saw it's remarkable. Once you just get lost in it and you're not trying to manipulate it, it's absolutely brilliant. Really, really brilliant. Really nice. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys. I think we made a lot of good progress tonight.
Yeah.
Really, and we kept right to schedule, so we're good. So next week we'll go back and we'll run all of the scenes that we did tonight in succession without stopping. And remember, each scene has a plate between it. In other words, so that when we finish one scene, that's the last thing. It'll black out and a plate will come out, the dining room 1959 or whatever it is. And then bingo, you'll say your first line and we'll be in. So each scene has a clear start to it and has a clear finish to it. All right.
And Bill, can you send us the time period of each scene? I think that would be
That's a
helpful.
good idea.
Yeah, I'll go through that and work that out. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm
That's
sort of
great.
making it up as we go along here, but I think I think I'm right so far. It feels right anyway. This last scene, I don't know. I will do that. Thanks for making me think about that.
So Bill, I have a question.
Thanks for giving me some homework now.
I have
Yes.
a question, Bill.
Yeah.
So is it possible that Vasily's character, the architect, is the grown-up Charlie?
No. No, you know what? Years ago, we tried to make all these connections with it and we just found it to be really going out of the way. They are just completely separate frames. I don't think there's any layovers.
Gotcha.
Well, except for Annie.
Annie,
She's
yeah.
in the maid.
And isn't that, I mean, and that certainly makes sense in the context of the writing, because she's the one, the maid is always there in the dining room. That's exactly where the maid lives the whole time. John?
Yeah, so at moments like, what are we doing? And maybe you talked about this and I missed this, but when, like, at moments where at the end of the scene, like I run out of the room.
Yeah.
Should I like turn off my video or should I
Yeah,
really
that's
leave the
exactly
screen?
it.
Okay.
Yeah, what's your last line, John?
Uh,
I'm missing a whole day of school, I think.
Yes.
yeah, I'm missing a whole day of school.
Right, and then you would just go click and you'd go to black. And she'd go, Michael, Michael. Click, black.
So that
Exactly.
brings up another point of a scene that we haven't got to yet.
Which is,
But when Meg and in the Meg and Jim scene,
uh-huh.
and she leaves to make drinks, should I just be turning the video off? Or
When
should
she-
I leave?
Oh. Tell me the context of what's going on, because I'm not focusing.
That's the,
We haven't got to, so maybe I should wait until that.
that's the
we'll-
father and the daughter wants to move home.
Oh, yeah. And what's the exit? What's the last line of the scene?
Neither can I.
It's not the last line, it's in the middle, and he says, go and make us a drink, and she says, all right.
Oh, yeah, you do. You will go off screen and you will
Okay.
talk as if you're in the
Okay.
kitchen making the drink.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Good. All right, everybody. Have a great week and I'll see you next week. Congratulations. Excellent work on everybody's part. It's coming great.
That was
Good.
fun.
All right.
Thanks,
So-
Bill.
Yeah, see you later.
Thank you.
Okay.
John, give me a call tomorrow, all right? And Vasily, don't forget my numbers.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, love you.
Night.
Love you.
Bye. Good night.